There we go. We're live. Welcome back to our Pro Cyclist live stream. This is the 8th one, I think, and I can't wait to get started because we've got some fun racing on the menu today. Welcome Endemon, Mars, Robert, Tore. Welcome to the chat. So the title says it already. We're going to be climbing Mount Fuji today because the Tour of Japan is on the menu. But before we get started, a bit of homework. First of all, for the people that are watching my Pro Cyclist or Career Mode, if you're not following my La Vuelta playthrough on PCM25 yet, these videos come out every 3-4 days during La Vuelta, and I have to be honest, the start was great already, but let's just say that the second half of the race is Pro Cycling Manager at its peak. The racing goes absolutely crazy, and I can't wait to show the videos because Joe Timsowski's editing at the moment, and one of them should release on, what day is it today? Sunday. So actually no, it's not Sunday, it's Monday. I think one of them should release tomorrow, no promises, and the other ones obviously every 3-4 days afterwards. So can't wait to get those videos out because I've really enjoyed that playthrough and I want to share that as soon as possible. Nonetheless, today will be about something different. Welcome Kent, Will, Renze. Today we're going to be doing what we are used to doing on these live streams, which is Pro Cyclist mode. Teddy Pikachu is back. So, age 20. My boy has 74 mountain, 75 medium mountain, 75 cobbles, which we've done nothing with that so far because our teams in Japan don't exactly ride the Flemish Classics races. We've got 67 sprint with 74 acceleration, so in a reduced sprint we can maybe top 10. Sometimes better, sometimes worse. Time trial is weak, 63, so that's something we need to work on. Hillstat 68 is also something I need to work on as soon as possible because a lot of the races we ride are punchy, and with 68 Hillstat on 1.10 difficulty, which we are at, the highest difficulty in the game, that means that the opponents we fight against have 10% in their stats higher than normal. So if someone had 70 Hillstat default, they're riding with 77 Hillstat now, which means my 68 versus 77, ay. Timo in the chat says, I thought this was Minecraft. I tricked you. No, I found it funny because full disclosure, this morning I was gaming a bit and I actually started playing Minecraft again last week as like a nostalgic thing to back in the day. I've really enjoyed replaying it to the point that if y'all weren't so enthusiastic about cycling, I would also shove in a Minecraft stream, but I'm pretty sure no one would be interested in that, so that's why we're playing Pro Cycling Manager, which I also very much enjoy, so no worries there. So I thought it was funny to put Mount Fuji in Minecraft on the thumbnail. Anyway, Arne, welcome. So, last time we rode the Tour de Cumano, not exactly the most successful race, I would say. We got 15 GC, which is better than last season. KOM jersey like last season, but stage-wise 11th, 13th, 18th, 10th. That is disappointing. Simply one top 10 is not good enough, but the stages were also not the most fitting. They had like a climb with 20 kilometers to go and then a flat finish, so I tried to attack on the climbs, and by the time I was caught, I didn't have any energy and I was too close to the finish to recover. So that was the summary of those stages. Welcome to the chat. Wojtek, is that the correct pronunciation of your name? If not, explain me how. Anyway, today's calendar, I spoiled it earlier. We're going to be taking on the Tour of Japan, which is my most important race of the season, simply said. Last season we finished... Where did we finish last season? I reckon we got a top 5 in GC, no? Can I see that? We definitely did not get top 3 because that was Nahom Zerai, Prades, and Daibal, but I reckon we got a top 5. I could be wrong. Nonetheless, I want to compete for the victory this year. Mount Fuji, a 31-kilometer Queen stage, half of which is climbing, 12 kilometers of which is climbing, I would say. Pretty steep towards the end as well. Honestly, I can't wait. The rest of the stage is starting off with a 2.7-kilometer prologue, which we're not terrible at that, so it's not the end of the way, the end of the world, but yeah. Not a big fan of a 2.7-kilometer prologue. Then we've got versatile sprint stage, versatile sprint stage. This looks like a attack possibility on stage 4, but then again, when I see the flat Classification, I disagree with it. I reckon this is the one we can potentially win. Stage 5 is once again versatile sprint. Yes, we might try to attack on these hill stages to take some time, but maybe we also could go for a versatile sprint in those stages. Welcome Moritz, welcome Mr. Tzpara. Then we've got stage 7, which is once again versatile sprint, and the last one is a flat sprint stage. So let's get going. Hello Alex, welcome to the live stream. So I thought to myself, why not do a live stream while we all have a Vuelta rest day, shall we? So May 11th, 7 days to go towards the race. Let's take a look at my training very quickly, but I reckon it's pretty much fine. We are good for the next couple of weeks. So actually, we are not good for the rest week. So I reckon I'll shove contacts discussions in that. Anyway, there we go. 7 days of simulation. Welcome, Mini Movie. Hello. I have no clue how to pronounce your name. It's written Iogen, but I'm pretty sure it's not pronounced that. Ian? Pure guess. Paulo, I stumbled over your words. Paulo, how are you? Okay then. Honestly, I can't wait to get started. Robert asked, do they have bonus seconds on all the sprints? I assume yes. So we got to keep that in mind for the race. Good catch. There we go. For the people that missed last stream went over the potential future teams, and the chat has selected the Titama Rockets as our future team if they give us a contract. So we've been investing contacts of interest in that to make sure they have more interest, so we might have a contract offer from them, which I'd be okay with that. They have a combined schedule of climbing races like Paris-Nice with Flemish classics as well, so our 75 Cobblestad comes in useful for once. Anyway, favorite footy fast prologue is Patrick Eddy. Pretty sure he rides for Picnic in real life. Teddy Pikachu is second favorite. Lev Gonov is here, so he's the guy that will be competitive on all the sprints. He's the best sprinter in this start list. Who else is here? Let's take a look at the teams. Okay. I'm still overrating the amount of names I know here, because I know the likes of Yamamoto, and it's not even Yamamoto, it's Yamasato, it's even a different... Here's Yamamoto. Okamoto was good as well in our previous race. What's the next page here? The Almaty team with Yevgeny Gidich. I'm mostly scared of Gonov for the sprints, but I reckon we win GC here, so that is our aim. Anyway, let's start off with a 2.7 kilometer prologue that I don't know how to do. Hello, Adam. Welcome to the live stream. Owen. Okay. Gaelic. Objective. Finish in the top 3 classification of the stage. I actually don't think I'll be able to do that because I don't remember how to do prologues in this game. It's 2.7 kilometers, so it's going to be as close as possible to 99. Maybe 95 or something? What do you think, Chad? Our effort for this prologue. And because we're playing Pro Cyclist, it's not like I can take control of Nakajima and give my potential strategy for this time trial a try. It's not possible. We're going to have to be able to do it first try on our own rider, which is always scary. So, heads up. Today's stream will be relatively long, I think. Might be our longest stream yet. No promises. Oi, 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 53 riders to go before we begin. Ken in the chat says 94 up to 99 late. Okay. Jasper says, check the corners on the map. 1, 2, yeah, not really a corner here. 3, 3.5, 4 corners, I would say. Actually, no, there's another corner right here before the finish. 4.5, 5. So, Yamamoto is in the lead as we speak. Will Holmes in P6. Nice guy in real life. Isn't Will Holmes on the Jayco Dev team? The Axion team or something? Could be wrong. True, Renze. It's gonna be weird not having the Japanese jersey on Pikachu here. Then again, it's only for this prologue. Because after this prologue, we'll be wearing the leader's jersey, baby. Welcome, Ineos. Patrick, Eddie, and Fuss. So that was the favorite for this prologue. We are second favorite, so let's try and beat the man. How is everyone feeling about the Vuelta at the moment? Because I feel like we've had quite a bit of non-action in a lot of stages, but we finally had some gaps on the final mountain stage yesterday. Do you feel like we're going to have a competition for the GC, or is it going to be a cleanup by Vingegaard? I'm kind of leaning towards cleanup at the moment. Especially because Visma is super strong compared to other teams, especially because we can't call UAE a team in this race. Six riders to come, then Teddy starts his time trial. Sorry, prologue. Fun fact, a lot of people don't know this, but there's basic rules to a prologue. It needs to be under 8 kilometers, it needs to be at the start of the race, but there's also a very explicit rule that if a rider does not finish the prologue, they can still start the next stage. A lot of people don't know this. It's really funny. I don't understand why so many people finish the prologue in Grand Tours. If I'm doing a Grand Tour and I can't TT for shit, I'm stepping off the bike 1 meter into my prologue and I just start the next day. That's a strategy. Anyway, Pikachu starting on roughly 94. Is that... Guess I have 93. That's too much. That's too much. Chat, you betrayed me. 1 kilometer to go. 88. We can't spend our red bar completely yet. Last kilometer here. There we go to the finish. 6th place. That was not ideal, but it's not a bad time trial, so I'm okay with it. We've gotten worse results in our history of prologues. On 10 seconds of Lev Gonov. So it's the sprinty boy taking it. Oi, oi, oi. Taking the lead already, and on the sprints he's gonna take seconds, but on the climbs he should not be able to defend his lead. I should be able to stomp him on Mount Fuji. Renzi in the chat says, I think in prologue you can never win on 1.10 difficulty. That's possible. I assume it makes it a lot more difficult. Because it basically gives my opponents plus 10% on their prologue stat. But hey, we're not here to complain. We made the game difficult to have a challenge. We're getting a challenge. Let's enjoy it. 6th place. In GC, same spot, of course. Yeah, we had to get a top 3. I know. Shut up, manager. We don't like you. I'm leaving this team anyway. Easy 34, Benji, Love Lantern Rouge and the content. Honest question, are there teams you find yourself rooting for more or less because of the relationships behind the scenes? Not necessarily. I think I am the type of person that roots for a close race though. So let's say one person is winning, I'm probably going to root for the other person to get as close as the race as possible because I'm in it for the game. I'm in it for the racing. So if Jonas is ahead and Pogacar is behind, which hasn't happened recently, then I'm rooting for Pogacar. If Pogacar's ahead, then Jonas is second. I'm rooting for Jonas because I want a battle. I don't care about them individually. I don't care about their teams. Yes, I've got people I know, friends at Visma. I got people I know at UAE. I got people I know at multiple teams in World Tour. But those people, if they can't respect that I have an objective opinion about the sport, then they don't deserve to be my friends. That's my opinion. Maybe that's a harsh way of saying it, but I think that's fair. Anyway, second stage, 105 kilometers versatile sprint stage. Lev Gonov is the favorite, so the sprinty boy that just won the prologue. We are top 10 favorite. I kind of reckon I'll just go for the intermediate sprints for bonus seconds and try in the sprint. I don't think I'll attack with 10 kilometers, with 12 kilometers to go. I don't think I'll attack because I don't believe that attack will work. What do you think, Chad? Anyway, I'll jump into the race already. There we go. Finishing the top 3 of the GC. Should be pretty easy. Any breakaway stuff we need to do? No, we do not. Wasn't necessarily planning it. Oh god, Nagashima is injured. Ay, 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 ay. Probably has headaches or sniffles. He can protect me. Let's put the injured guy to work. I don't think it's worth going in the... it's 5 points every K1 point, though. Nah, I won't do it. 76 mountain on the day. I reckon I'll go for a sprint. Then again, the final's quite hilly, actually. Ooh. I like that. I might try to hard pace the second last climb with my... why am I even saying that? My team is shit. My team can't hard pace a climb. Even if they want... Even if they tried their best, they would drop doing so. Ryan asks, how about the Beloki performance yesterday? Extremely strong ride by Beloki. And same thing, Arne, about Torsten Tran. When he got the red jersey, I actually thought he would be able to keep that red jersey until Angliru started. I don't think so anymore. Or it's going to be close at least. Because yesterday he almost lost 2 minutes. So he almost lost his entire lead on a light mountain. Tomorrow is a harder mountain. So... I reckon it's done so when it comes to Tran's red jersey. He was going to lose it eventually, but kind of expected him to keep it a little longer, but kind of didn't expect Visma to go all out yesterday already with that Jorgensen move for Jonas. Do you think Ayuso is acting against orders from his team? And could the team remove him from the Vuelta as a result? I don't believe so. The reality of the situation behind the scenes, in my opinion, is... the reason that UAE Team Emirates, I'll go to full screen for this. The reason that UAE Team Emirates can approach so many top-level riders like Ayuso, Del Toro, all these super talents, money plays a role. But it's also that during the contract negotiations, I assume that the team also says to them, okay, if you sign, then we'll offer you the freedom to go for a top 10 in that Grand Tour. Why else is McNulty allowed to go for a top 10 in the Giro? Because he was promised that. That is the reality. Why is Soler riding for his own top 10 in this Vuelta? Because he was promised that to stay within the team and support Pogacar at the Tour de France, stuff like that. So they're allowing these other riders to go for their own goals in these races like the Vuelta. And I believe that's a strategy that's great at first to gather all these top riders. But then people manage to become super important, managing your riders. Because, for example, at the Giro... McNulty riding for his own top 10 meant he wasn't 100% riding for Del Toro. In this Vuelta, allowing Vine to go for K1 stages and allowing Ayuso to go for stages after losing time in GC and giving him the freedom to do that, because I do believe the team gives him that freedom, the outcome is that's negative for Almeida. But I would also say that Ayuso yesterday was indefensible. Him going in the break last week, like, together with Vine and going for the stage, I think that's perfectly fine. Because then there's a potential reward to not being by Almeida's side. And the reward of winning a stage is worth it relative to the limited danger that Almeida was in on that stage. Yesterday, he just drops in the first kilometer of the climb. And I talk to Ayuso regularly. I'd argue that he's a really nice guy in real life. But I can't defend yesterday. Fun fact. The first time that I ever spoke to Almeida was about YouTube boxing fights. He asked me something, I don't know what it was, about the KSI YouTube boxing fight. Because he wanted to watch it or something. A really funny story. And then we started chatting about riders fighting and who would win in a boxing fight. And then, yeah. That is the conversations I have with Joao Almeida. Anyway, back to the race. Sorry, I should have switched to the race faster. But anyway, we're closing in towards the next sprint. Pikachu can go in the wheel of this guy. Completely forgot who this is. Koizumi. Sounds like a fish. Actually, a koi is a fish, so that's why he sounds like a fish. Nonetheless, there are bonus seconds available. 1 second from the peloton, because the others are caught by the breakaway. But a second is a second, so I'll go for it. I'll get back to chat in a second after this intermediate sprint. Sorry, I need a 5-second break to focus on the race. Let's focus on climbing a bit with Koizumi here, and then dive into the descent and take that 1 bonus second. So, Koizumi is a bit slow. That's bringing up to 95. Gotta make sure we stay at the front here. Dive down this descent. Come on, buddy. Over the top on 95. 99. Come on, Koizumi. Keep on flowing. Keep on flowing like a fish. Come on. Dive down this ascent, buddy. Dive down, dive down. Perfection. And it's time for me to start sprinting in this ascent. And am I going to take the 1 second? We've got Okamoto and Giri as well, but we take it? Yes, indeed. That was a bit closer than I expected, but we took it. There we go. Koizumi can protect me now. Good job by Koizumi, to be honest. Positioned me well. Okay, back to chat. Do you have a teammate that can finish the Mount Fuji climb and not finish OTL? That's important. We got to talk about that. Because the last time we did the Tour of Japan last year, all my riders, all my teammates were OTL and have abandoned the race by 3 stages before the end. The problem is, if that happens in Pro Cyclist mode, and you're the only rider left, there's a bug in the game. That means you can't control your rider anymore. And if you can't control your rider anymore, then I don't know what's going to happen on the last 3 stages. So we got to make sure that our team survives. One of our riders needs to survive this Tour of Japan. So on the hardest stages, I think I might use someone on my team to protect another rider of my team to make sure that rider survives. With the sole goal of finishing in the time limit. Which sounds crazy, but that's the reality of this game mode, I'm afraid. How's Ciccone for you? Looked great in the race. I think yesterday he did make a mistake. Because, well, he ended up... Oh, Peloton is speeding up. Peloton is speeding up. I think if Ciccone does not respond directly to Vingegaard yesterday, he does not lose a minute 46, and he probably finishes with Almeida and with Thingy. Pidcock. Because then he skips the entire acceleration, you know? He doesn't need to accelerate at the same speed as Jonas. And he doesn't blow up as much. I think that's realistic. Accidentally gave water to everybody except for Pikachu. And now there's a gap in the peloton. So these 2 boys can go on automatic. Yamamoto is getting water to the front for my boy. There we go. Good, good, good. And we've got about 14k towards the intermediate sprint, so that's good. Teammates are back. Nagashima is back and is moving to the front, and he's dropped again. Okay. And now I've lost 3 of my riders. Yamamoto is at least still getting me water, so that's something. Nakajima at 67 hill stat. He could actually help thin down this peloton a bit. Yamamoto 67 as well. I gotta make sure these other teammates get to the front though. Come on, boys. Move to the front. There's gonna be a split again. They're gonna be caught behind a split again in this descent. Yes, I knew it. I bloody well knew it. But Nakajima made it to this group now. Ay, 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 my teammates. Yamamoto can go to the front and relay 85. I know it's gonna come at the cost of Nagashima and Kawano, but those are the weaker riders in my team, so it's not that big of a deal. Koizumi is almost done for. I'm going to switch him out for Nakajima. because I want him to finish within the time limit for obvious reasons. I just explained it. Pika needs to move up now on 85. Yamamoto, you're pacing. This Batir Khan guy is pacing like crazy, buddy. Holy. Yamamoto can protect Pika, and Nakajima can go in the wheel if he can. I'm trying to get to the top near the front of this group now, but the tempo is insanity. There we go. And diving down. Move forward, get ready for the sprint, 1.5, let's go. There we go for the sprint. We've got Kojima doing something on the ride. That is Okamoto once again, but this corner may save me. There we go, 3 seconds. Because this time there was no breakaway ahead. Oh, stop the attack. We don't need to keep going. And Yamamoto can get in the wheel while Nakajima can protect me. Whew. Okay, so 4 bonus seconds taken. That's fantastic. I've got a feeling I will just go for the sprint, because this peloton is pretty strong so far. Liam Walsh. Yannis Peter? Is that not the guy that won the mountain stage of Czech Tour in real life? I think it is. Last 19 kilometers. I'll go through the stage first and then we can get to the questions in the chat again. Sorry, I need to make sure I do as best as a race as possible. 16K. Move to the front. Climb is coming. Tempo in the group is going to be quite big, especially when I set the tempo. Actually, Watanabe is setting the tempo. I need to make sure I can follow. Can I make a move on the next time? I could, but need to move up now, though. There goes the move. Yamamoto is following. 85. We've got a gap of 7 seconds. Yamamoto can protect me. Come on, buddy. Yamamoto's gone. Aerodynamic positioning. Actually, not yet. 95 downhill. Acrobatic descent. Come on, let me launch it. Let me launch it. There we go. Please don't crash. Please don't crash. Come on, Teddy. Come on, Teddy. Fly, buddy, fly. 20 seconds. 9 kilometers to go. We've got the energy. We've got the energy. Come on, Pika. Keep on going, buddy. Keep on going. 99. There we go. There we go. Attack fully on the small hill. There we go. Aerodynamic positioning over the top, I think. Ah, come on, come on, come on. Keep going, keep going, keep going. All out attack. Aerodynamic. There we go. Come on, Pikachu. 30 seconds on the peloton. 6 kilometers to go. I reckon we got this. I reckon we got this. Come on, Teddy. 23. That's on the second rider. Don't know who the second rider on the road is. That is Yannis Peter. 36 seconds on the peloton. Group of 5 riders from the peloton. So this is donezo. We've got this. We've cooked. We have cooked. I was not planning to do this, but turns out it was a fantastic idea. The attack of Teddy Pikachu. It worked. 2 kilometers to go with a 40-second gap on 4 riders and 50 seconds on the peloton. Last kilometer is here, and Teddy Pikachu will win stage 1, because the prologue doesn't count as a stage. Stage 1 of the Tour of Japan. There he comes, celebrating because he knows he doesn't need those extra 5 seconds. Teddy Pikachu wins. Boom! W's in the chat, everyone. I want to see those W's. That was a nice victory. But we've got Gonov coming third, Kusaba second. Perfect gap. I reckon they finish on about 35 seconds. Teddy cooked. Absolutely cooked. Thanks for the compliment, GD07. Okay. That was nice. That was a nice victory. We're going to destroy this race. Podium time. Teddy Pikachu on the podium. 25 seconds only? Come on. What would it have been if I didn't celebrate? 35? Nonetheless, 25's fine. Because we're now the new leader in GC. Teddy Pikachu is owning the Tour of Japan. 25 seconds on left. Gonov, 33 seconds on Patrick Eddy. I don't know who the best climbers in this race are. Nahom Zerai ain't here anymore. Okay, best climber. We are third now on 15 points of the first rider. So this Kohei Yokotsuka guy is doing pretty good. Teddy Pikachu is the points carrier at the moment. Youth jersey as well. We are not owning the team classification, sadly. Well, sadly. I don't care. Anyway, nice victory. First one in the pocket. And lots of XP. 23 points plus 5% in manager satisfaction. That's good. We're probably going to level up in about 1 to 2, 3 stages. Next up is 118 kilometers. I reckon the last climb is with about 15k to go, maybe 10, 15 I reckon, 12, I don't know. We're once again 9th favorite. I think this one is less likely to be a Teddy Pikachu victory, because I'm not sure that descent is steep enough to do an acrobatic descent in it. I reckon this one will be simply go for the intermediate sprint, bonus seconds if possible, and if not, we're going to just ride for a top 10 on the stage. Nothing too crazy here. We don't need to win every single stage to win GC. Would be nice though. Leader of the general classification. Okay. It's a green jersey. That's kind of silly. Okay, so I'm going to have myself protected by Koizumi. This is not a stage on which I expect my teammates to be OTL. That climb's pretty hard though. Where is it? What is the distance to the finish? So let's say this is 47 kilometers to the first intermediate. That means that's... I have no clue. I assume it's about 10k from the last climb to the finish. Welcome, Fred. Hello, Natasha. Welcome. So, break is 4 minutes 1 rider, so there's 2 bonus seconds available at each intermediate sprint. Let's switch the camera. Thank you, Moose and Renze. So, let's take a look at the chat here for a second until we get to the first intermediate. So I was talking about Ciccone. I think I said my answer already, but I think if he didn't try to follow Jonas yesterday, he would have lost less time in GC. Then Ollie says, without motorbikes yesterday, what do you think the time gaps would have been? I think Vingegaard still wins, but I reckon it's maybe 10 seconds less, something like that. Because I manually rewatched the entire 11, 12 kilometers of the stage, and Jonas did have a notable moto pacing advantage of the motorbike, but that's cycling. But that doesn't mean we don't have to call it out, because if we don't call it out, the sport will never fix it. And it's not just yesterday, it's happened a lot this season. Like on the first week of the tour, there was a stay. Oh, yo, 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 yo. 3 riders in the break now, so the bonus seconds are gone. Probably should have closed those second attackers. That's an L. Not a big deal though. We're in the lead of GC, so who cares? If we're winning this race, we're not going to win by 2 seconds. If we're losing this race, we're probably not going to lose by 2 seconds either. I hope. What do I think for tomorrow, GC day or break? I think it's more likely to be breakaway than yesterday, because the teams that were controlling were Pidcock, Lil Trek. Lil Trek has realized from yesterday that, okay, we're just setting up Vingegaard to win a stage if we pace the entire day. But on the other hand, Pidcock might think, if we put the stage win in play, if Q36.5 controls a stage tomorrow to Lara Belagua, it's a near identical stage to yesterday, but with a slightly harder climb, then Jonas is more likely to blow the roof of the race on the final climb and make it hard on a climb that Pidcock has proven, like yesterday, to be better on than quite a few GC contenders against him. It's not a bad idea for Q36.5 to pace for the stage, not for the stage win, but just to put the stage win in play. Because then Visma might smell a victory, make the climb hard, and Pidcock might be able to drop his competitors again for top 5, like yesterday. So that is one possibility where the breakaway does not win. But I would find it really funny if Juan Ayuso gets in the break tomorrow and wins the stage after what happened yesterday. Owen asks, how serious should we be taking Paul Seixas, sorry. Very seriously. He's a super talent. Like, he is on this moment one of the go-to riders that if someone asks me who's going to be a GC rider within 10 years, within 5 years even, within the possibility of podiuming a Grand Tour, Paul Seixas is one of those riders. But there's other riders like Jarno Wieder. I'm not sure I feel. I feel like he's more of a Lenny Martinez guy than a pure GC rider. But he does have the finishing capabilities at the end of a stage that Lenny has that as well. A bit of a punch at the end of a climb, but Jarno has that properly. But that new signing from UAE, Mateo Ramirez, yes, they've signed another one. That guy looks like he could be a demon in the future. Like, that is Wonder Kid territory, 100%. That is Pro Cycling Manager 6 potential territory. He's also... He reminds me a lot of Carapaz, kind of. I should not put my entire team on 75. And we've got some people chasing here. The breakaway has been caught, so bonus seconds are in play for the next point. And I need to set up a bit of a sprint train for that. But who in my team can sprint? Actually, I just lost half my teammates, so... Come on. Where are they? Okay, they're properly dropped. Okay. Let's put them on automatic, and they can finish off the stage within time limit together. Yamamoto 68 sprint is a good lead out. Koizumi can work on positioning us right now. Let's get to the damn front, buddies. We are not well positioned. Yeah, just write that Mateo Ramirez guy on your little black book, because that guy came third in the Ecuadorian national champions behind the likes of Narvaez and so forth earlier this year. Really good rider. Super young as well. I'm fearful that other riders will also be sprinting for this one. Let's do 99 right now. Let's get ready. The thing with intermediate sprints, I'm going to tell you a little story. So right now we are 2 kilometers to go in this intermediate sprint. Normally, this is when I launch my lead out in a sprint. But it's an intermediate sprint which only allows you to start your sprint at 1.5 kilometers to go. So it's not actually possible for me, the player, to do a lead out properly for an intermediate sprint. So I think that the game should allow us to do sprints from 3 kilometers to go towards an intermediate sprint. Because it makes no sense to limit it to 1.5. Pikachu in the wheel of Yamamoto. 1.4, 1.3, 1.2. There we go. There goes the sprint. We've got no one else riding against us. I'll take it. Like 3 free bonus seconds and some points in the points classification. I didn't even have to do anything for it. It was free. I'm not complaining. Should I try to attack again on the next climb? The race has not been as hard, so... But then again, why not? Ay, ay, ay. So, Renze, now let's hope that UAE doesn't get hit with evolution of potential emails too much. Yeah. Imagine in real life that Cyclist would just get an email from the UCI. Sorry, Matteo. Your potential has dropped from 6 to 4. You're worthless now. That's crazy. I hate that. Like, it's not unrealistic that riders lose their potential or that their potential dips at a certain point in their career, that something goes wrong, external factors, internal factors in the sport. But in Pro Cycling Manager, it's just painful because it's almost never a positive outcome for me. My riders always get negative evolution of potential. They always lose their potential, is what I'm trying to say. I'm going to try and go 95 on Koizumi here in the lead up to the climb. I think I should try. Like, what else we going to do? 99. Let's try and line it out. Onto the climb on 99. Is that too much? Yamamoto is cooking. Yamamoto is cooking. And how many kilometers to the top? I think we need to go. I think we need to go. There goes Pikachu. We've got people trying to respond, but I'm too good, boys. I'm way too good. There we go. 99 over the top. 20 seconds is the gap. This descent is not steep enough for acrobatic descent, so aerodynamic position. Come on, buddy. 99. Gap is 30 seconds. Janis Peter once again going solo behind us. Gap is 30 seconds. Tenke is to the line now. That's a lot longer than last time. Come on, Pika. 22 seconds. Podluzhny trying to close. What do you think, Chad? Do we have this? 8 kilometers to go. 7.5. 7.3. 27 seconds. Come on, buddy. 6.5 kilometers to go. In a descent right now. We've got some energy. We've got some energy. We can keep going 99. 29 seconds. Come on. Come on, Pika. Come on, Pika. 29 seconds. 4 kilometers to go. 3.5. 29 seconds. I reckon we've got this. Pikachu starts his sprint. We have no choice. We have to. Gap is still 27 seconds. This is over. This is over. Teddy Pikachu with 2 in a row. 1.5 kilometers to go. They're sprinting out there, but there is no way they'll... Actually. Gonov is coming. Gonov is coming. But I think we've got it. I think we've got it. I think we've got it. Come on, Pikachu. Come on, Pikachu. And... Oh, that was annoyingly close. Teddy Pikachu takes it. There we go. 2 stage wins in a row. That is how we do it. That is how Teddy Pikachu will become stronger and stronger and eventually beat Tadej Pogačar. Whew. Same strategy, same victory. Oi, oi, oi. So, let's take a look at the podium, shall we? Teddy Pikachu takes 12 seconds on the peloton. Gonov with a massive sprint to us. A massive sprint. Just bridged the gap of 25 seconds with a sprint. Crazy. But of course in GC, he's now the only rider relatively close. The rest is on basically a minute. But Gonov is not a climber, so... Even before Mount Fuji, there's a chance that this race is basically over. We're still in Narnia when it comes to KOM, and Yokotsuka actually extended his lead. Point jersey is mostly us. White jersey too. Great stage. Crazy start to the stream. Crazy start to the Tour of Japan. 2 stages out of 3. One of them was a prologue, so let's not count it. Nonetheless, there we go. 28 XP once again. We're cooking. Absolutely cooking. 9 victories now in our career, and it's not the last one of the episode, I can tell you now. Luke Harris in the chat says, test Gonov ASAP. Honestly, Lev Gonov is actually a solid rider in real life. He does leadouts for the Astana Dev team, I think. And his leadouts have been on point. Like, not just in terms of strength, but in terms of the way he moves in the leadout. Anyway, stage 4 is actually the stage that I thought I could win. Because the climb is closer to the finish. Gonov is the favorite, but we are 3rd favorite this time around. So let's bring this home. Okay, we get to see the car from up close. Thank you very much. So, I'm not gonna read all of that. I just need to know if I need to do anything, and I don't. I just need to try and do my best for GC. There's 3 intermediate sprints for bonus seconds. But the brake's already full riders, so that will go to the brake. At least the first one definitely will. If this breakaway does form, because the peloton is still chasing them. +2 on the day, so that is fantastic. 75 flat stat. Koizumi can protect me. Team's struggling a little bit, so this race might become harder than I expected it to be. 7 times the same climb. Okay. So, Chad, what do you think? Victory 3 out of 3? Is it coming? Let's take a look at the finish. I think that climb tops with about 6 kilometers to go. It's kind of the perfect distance, but also it might mean that other teams are already lining up their leadouts, etc. on the climb. So it might make it harder to make that initial attack. That's the one thing I'm worried about. We've got 70 hill stat on the day. But the descent looks steep enough to be able to do acrobatic descent. Actually, there were 2 breakaway riders. I could have gone for the last bonus seconds at the first intermediate. But Luzhny took it, sorry. And he's just a rider pacing the peloton. So no one in the peloton seems to be going for the intermediate sprints. Which is fine. Hello, Keek. Welcome to the chat. God, I need a haircut soon. It's getting too long. Let's get our boys some water. Bertie asks, what rider behavior would you like to see change for them to save more energy? I don't know, it kind of depends, because sometimes I feel like in Pro Cycling Manager that it is too easy for me as a human player to exploit the fact that AI, the computer riders, spend too much energy. For example, if we ride the Trofeo Calvia, one of those Mallorca challenges, quite hilly, the peloton tends to pace quite hard on the hills in the middle of the stage. In doing so, that's great for the top teams like UAE Team Emirates and so forth. But as long as I don't go maintain position 85, because technically what I'm doing now is wrong. Right now I'm doing maintain position 85. What maintain position 85 does is, it will use the necessary energy up to 85 to stay in the position that I am. So if the peloton ups the tempo to 85-90, then my rider will be going 85 to try and follow. But it's fine for my rider to lose some positions every now and then. So it's better to put them on 75. And when the number starts flickering red, when they're struggling with holding the tempo of the group, then as a human, it's much easier to make the decision, oh, should I up it or not? And I feel like if you micromanage your energy that way, it's much better because you'll have more energy yellow bar, red bar in the end. And your max yellow bar will be higher. What I mean by max yellow bar is, to my knowledge, your green bar impacts how much your yellow bar can recover. So let's say my green bar is half empty. You will see that even if I regenerate my entire yellow bar, that yellow bar will only take up 70% of my entire bar here on the left top. I don't know if I'm explaining this remotely good, but hopefully one of you understood it. So I think just the way the peloton overuses energy relative to a human player, that is something that needs to be fixed. But also I feel like in general, in-race AI is a bit too predictable still. That being said, I will say I've said it at the start of this live stream. If you're not watching my La Vuelta playthrough on PCM yet, it's time to get started because the next 2 episodes result in a pretty crazy amount of racing. I'm talking massive breakaways, stuff like that, massively impacting the race. I'm not going to spoil anything more. So make sure you watch those episodes because it's really good racing. It's like Pro Cycling Manager at its best, in my opinion. Really enjoyed the racing there. Nonetheless, 40 kilometers to go. Should probably be hard pacing these climbs a little bit. Yamamoto can do so. 185, get to the front, buddy. Get to the front. Get your butt to the front of this group and start pacing 85. Probably should have done that earlier on the climb, but I'm just trying to reduce the amount of riders in this group, or at least put some fatigue in them before we get to the final climb, because otherwise every single team will have a massive lead out. John asks, I would really like if the AI got smarter with higher difficulty rather than just tampering with the stats. I agree. The way difficulty works now is it impacts the level of your in-race opponents by a percentage. So extreme difficulty increases the stats of your opponents by 5%. You can manually up it to 10% as well, which is what I did. But I would love if the behavior of the riders changed based on the difficulty. Like if I play on easy difficulty, it's fine if my riders are brain dead, my opponents. It's fine, because you're on easy difficulty. On extreme difficulty, they should be outplaying me every now and then. But the problem is, Pro Cycling Manager has never had AI good enough to make extreme AI that difficult. That's the problem. Anyway, 27 kilometers to go. I reckon it's... Is it worth going for the intermediate sprint? I think it is. So I'll try and get Pikachu a bit more to the front of the group, so he can jump into the wheel of Koizumi later, who can do the lead out maybe. That's my assumption. Who else can do a sprint lead out? Kawano can, so he can get in the wheel of Pikachu here. Yamamoto going to the top right now on 99. Let's smash it over the top. Come on, Yamamoto. Bring the numbers down in this group. Kawano in the wheel. Pikachu in that wheel. Koizumi in that wheel. And we should have a leader. It's 2 kilometers towards the intermediate sprint. I fucked it. I need to go now with Kawano on 99. Yamamoto can stop. Don't block, don't block. There we go. Last kilometer. Pikachu launches and no one else goes for it, so I can sit up and wait for the group. 19k to go, so it's too early to go solo. And we can chill at the front of the group right now. With someone protecting me, let's do Koizumi. George asks, what can you play PCM on? Pro Cycling Manager is a computer game, so no PlayStation, no Xbox, no stuff like that. Apparently it's also possible on the Steam Deck, but having played Pro Cycling Manager 24 on the Steam Deck, a game that was not said to be possible to play on that, the UI is sometimes too small and hard to control, so I wouldn't recommend playing PCM 25 on Steam Deck. At least, I've not tried it myself, but I assume that it wouldn't work, so maybe I'm just saying nonsense. We need to figure something out here, because if I want to attack on that damn climb, I need to get a lead out going, but Nagashima is 65 hill stat. Sorry, Nakajima. We've also got a Nakashima. It's getting really confusing here. But I reckon it's going to have to be him. We need to get our team to the front. These 3 boys can chill and go 75 until the finish. Ten kilometers to go. That climb tops with about 4k to go, actually, so not 60k to go. I reckon it's going to be really difficult to win this. Because I think it's too close to the finish. Because all the other leadouts will be going all out as well as I'm trying to attack. I hope I'm wrong. Let's do 87. We can go 99, 90, not 99, 93. Don't want to burn my entire lead out doing this. 91. Come on, Nagashima. 95. I reckon I need to make my move already. Yeah, I'm sorry, Nakajima, but no work for you today. I go off the front. And we've got a gap already over the top. 10 seconds is the gap, so it's smaller than last time. But acrobatic descent. Can I do it? I can't do it. I can't do it. Aerodynamic position then. Come on. 99. Energy shell. Gap is 16 seconds. We've got two chasers. It is, once again, Peter Yanis, or Yanis Peter and Yamamoto. But it's 1.4 kilometers to go, so this is over. Race is over. Oi, oi, oi. Absolutely criminal. He's destroying everyone. Teddy Pikachu takes another victory. Stage win number 3 in a row for Teddy Pikachu at the Tour of Japan. This is criminal. It's becoming unfair. And it won't be the last stage win. Like, I expected to be good at this race, but I didn't expect to be dominating like this. There he is, once again on the podium for the 3rd time in a row. Once again, extending the lead in GC by 20 seconds to everyone. And sprint jersey secured almost. White jersey secured. Like, even if we have a terrible day on Mount Fuji, there's just no way we get beaten in GC, right? Who is even a GC rider in this race? We should be the massive favorite for that mountain stage. Massively. Hola. Hola. Chat. It's time. It's time. There we go. Level 10 is here, I think, because plus 28 XP. Boom. You leveled up. Skill point plus. Choose between improvement of attributes and evolution of potential. And access to World Tour races that are Grand Tours and monuments, I think? No. CWT Maj. I think, or big World Tour 1 week races? I could be wrong. It could be major classics. Nonetheless, there we go. I will go for progression of attributes, I think. Because I want to get hill stat boost to 70. So what we would get for stage races... Actually, no. So, our first option is stage races. Which, we trained puncher and stage races. By default, we have 50% on Northern Classics because that's our primary axis of training. Primary selection we had at the start of our playthrough. Primary specialism. But it's only at 50%, so it's not optimized. Stage races, we started training that because by the end of the year I want to focus on investing in this. But I have not optimized this either. It would bring us 66 time trial though. And our secondaries would go up noticeably. It's not a bad upgrade. But sure would give us the most optimized upgrade. As in I invested 100% on Puncher. Flat would become 73. 76 medium mountain, 70 hill stat. Time trial and prologue would go up by 1, so it's something. It's not great though. Does our Puncher go up with stage races? No, it doesn't. So I still think Puncher is the better option. 76 cobble, so that's great. 68 sprint, that's also fun. 77 acceleration. Whoo! Oi, 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 oi. 78 resistance as well, plus 76 in stamina. Am I the only one who can barely read the dark green here? Like, I would argue my eyes are pretty good, but this shit's barely readable. PCM needs to fix that. So I think I go for Puncher for this one and stage races for the next upgrade. Because by then, our stage races training should have made that 100% in the training, which it is not at the moment. Seems like most of the chat agrees with me. Sorry, Garner, I'm afraid the TT upgrade is going to have to wait for the next one. Anyway, let's confirm that. Pansure. Boom. Hola, hola. In the chat, evolution of interests. Our victory at the Tour of Japan has made some teams happy. I want to check that first before I take a look at our skill point. Titama Rockets is in yellow now. Not sure they were already, but more than one team in yellow now, like 7 in total. That's great. We need to make sure that Titama Rockets is the obvious favorite though by the end if we do want the contract offer from then, like the... Because, to be clear, for the people that missed it, last stream, the chat chose Titama Rockets as our team for next year. Oscar asks, can we race in Zwift? You can race on Zwift, yes. I do it quite often, but I'm not going to do it in the stream today. Nonetheless, I do think I want to do Zwift live streams of Zwift races at some point in the next few months, maybe after the Vuelta. Nonetheless, skill point. So, I think training level 3 might be it. 1 extra time slot in specific preparation weeks. Fitness Peak is also worth it, but maybe that's my next upgrade for 2027 then. Because in 2027, in a bigger team, we'll need to be able to stack multiple weeks of a primary objective of peaking as a rider when it comes to his fitness in a row. And that's what this allows to do. 3 consecutive targets. So I'll start with training. There we go. And I'll do Fitness Peak next time. Jan asks, where are you from? I'm from Belgium, my friend, from West Flanders, but I don't live there anymore. My family still lives there, but I live in the UK now because my wife's from Britain. Well, she wasn't born there, but she lived there. Ollie says you should host a Zwift race, Benji. I will eventually, maybe in the off-season. But I'm most likely going to ride the Virtuslow 4 Endurance Zwift League races again. Brought to you by Endurance, which if you didn't know is a sponsor of this channel. They make great cycling nutrition, and you can get 10% off in the not in the comment section, in the description. If you use the code, I need to check. What is the code? Chat, help me. What is the code in the description? I'm trying to do an ad here, okay? I'm clearly not good enough at this ad. The ad is get 10% off of your 4 Endurance cycling nutrition with code NASEN10 at 4endurance.com. Anyway, that was the ad. Hashtag ad. So check it out, because they are super supportive of the channel, and for the people that don't know the way my channel works, so I'll do it while we load the next race. So you might have noticed that I upload Pro Cycling Manager videos and I stream Pro Cycling Manager, but I also make Zwift videos. Firstly, we are the favorite for stage 5, so let's try and win it. Okay. Because I upload PCM videos and Zwift videos, my YouTube channel actually has a bit of trouble. What I mean with that is, so when I upload a Pro Cycling Manager video, it's quite popular in the first 24 hours, which means it gets notable amount of views in the first 24 hours. But it kind of stagnates after 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. That's how the views usually go on a PCM video. A Zwift video is different. The way a Zwift video works, the views in the first 24 hours are lower, but gradually growing. But it's kind of evergreen. It's videos that keep doing relatively well in the future, so they don't stagnate. And as a consequence, the YouTube algorithm, whenever I upload a Zwift video, and it doesn't do as well as a PCM video in the first 24 hours, YouTube algorithm thinks, oh, those videos must suck. So it refuses to properly recommend the Zwift videos, which is a bit sad because they take so much more time to make than a PCM video. And also, the reality of the situation is, I started doing YouTube for fun, and I still do it for fun, but it's also my job right now. So making money to be able to live is relatively important making YouTube videos for me. It's not, to be clear, it's not why I do it, but it's part of why I do it still, you know? It's part of why I'm able to do it. Because if I wasn't making money with it, I'd have to do a different job, etc., and then I wouldn't be uploading as much. I'm being full transparent here, by the way. Which means part of the income of a YouTuber comes from YouTube AdSense. When I upload a video, YouTube pays out X amount of money per 1,000 views. I can't live off that money on PCM videos. So the majority of the income comes from brand deals. So let's say Zwift comes to me and says, sure, are you down to promote this trainer? You're making Zwift videos already. We'll pay you X amount to promote whatever. That's the storyline. That's how a brand deal works. Or the other way around, where I go to a brand and I say, I love your product. Can we work together? Something like that. And that's the majority of the income, I would say, from this channel. But you might have noticed, most of my sponsors on this channel are on Zwift videos. Because at the end of the day, there's more brands interested in promoting their services or products on those videos. So what I'm trying to come down to is Zwift videos on this channel are technically paying for the editing costs of my PCM videos. So without the Zwift videos, I don't think I could afford to be making the PCM videos without taking a proper loss on this YouTube channel. So if you were ever interested in how this channel worked, that's a bit of the behind the scenes. And chat gives an idea, maybe separate the categories on 2 channels. That's an idea, but I've got a problem. My current brand deals, my current partnerships with brands, they're not just one-offs. So I don't just have a brand deal for one video with a brand. It's for 1 year or 1.5 years of content, X amount of videos per month, stuff like that. Which means that I have committed to X amount of videos to be uploaded on this channel for Zwift videos, for cycling related videos. Not necessarily for PCM videos. So it's not like I can take the Zwift away and put that on a different channel. The only possible way would be take the PCM away and put it on a different channel. But I don't want to do that. Because I've spent so long growing this channel that I fear that I'd lose quite a bit of the viewership as well on a different channel for the PCM videos. But it's at the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal. I'll survive. Like, hey. If I make videos that are entertaining enough for you guys, that's my focus. And I believe that quality usually gets to the surface, so if a Zwift video is good enough, even the PCM viewers will watch. Nonetheless, we are in a race. Let's not forget about this race. 80 kilometers to go, 2 intermediate sprints to come. And there's too many breakaway riders, so I don't care about that. There's 1 rider off the back. It's quite a hard race, so I need to make sure my riders don't get dropped and go OTL, so Koizumi can move up a little bit. Because quite a few riders in the peloton have already been distanced. T-Drag10 in the chat says, we want the Minecraft channel, Benji. Give us the videos. Can I be honest? I actively considered making Minecraft videos yesterday. But I think the reality of the situation is that I wouldn't be doing it on this channel. That would have to happen on a second channel. But I don't want to spend time on a Minecraft channel to then not have time to upload a career mode video on this channel. So I think if I do something like that for fun, because I don't think the views will be there because there's too many Minecraft YouTubers, then I think it would have to be in the off season. Anyway, 70k to go. Nothing's happening so far. Peloton's all back together. $66 kilometers to go. Let's put Nagashima on fetch water bottle. Don't get dropped, buddy. Don't get dropped, buddy. Don't get dropped, buddy. Come on. And Koizumi's dropped instead. Ay. I think Koizumi is the weakest rider in our team. I think that's fair to say. Mud says, I watch like 70% of the Zwift videos, watch all the PCM and in real life cycling videos. I enjoy making all of them. I'm already thinking about the off season as well, because I've got quite a few other things I would like to do in the off season. Like I said it in previous live streams, I bought every single Pro Cycling Manager ever made. That's a project I want to launch in the off season, after the Vuelta maybe. And Kawano's been dropped. The longer I talk, the more riders get dropped, okay? I should just shut up. Ola Zwift says, I think you should try to take part in Zwift Racing League. So, you're speaking about it. I have a series from 3 years ago, my first collaboration with Zwift on this YouTube channel, where I was the sports director of a Zwift team for that Zwift League. And I really enjoyed that. I think there's too many things I want to do first before I make videos about the Zwift Racing League. I think I need to focus on my own individual racing a bit more first. I am training to go back to Tenerife in the off season. And if I go back to Tenerife, then I'm destroying Tijden this December. It's happening. Sorry. There's no way I'm not doing it. I'm not accepting a failure this year. So I want to do the entire climb this year. Last year I took on the climb. It's a video on my channel. Mount Tijden in Tenerife. A massive climb. Like a 50-kilometer climb. I'm going to do it in December. I want to cook it completely. Anyway, Nagashima is struggling. John Graverson, talking about Zealand, because his name reminds me of video ideas I have. Other videos I kind of want to do is like in the off-season, maybe like a Tour de France playthrough where Remco's part of Red Bull, stuff like that. Or a series where I try to rebuild Quickstep after Remco. Those kind of vibes. That's the kind of content I also want to make a bit more. Maybe more evergreen PCM content like that. Sorgrim says, do you like Football Manager? Maybe that if they will actually release a game this year. I enjoy Football Manager. I don't follow football enough to play it anymore. To be enthusiastic about it anymore. Back in the day when I was a football fan, I played that and also FIFA Manager back in the early days of those games existing. But I don't think I could do it now. The reality is also, you're subscribed for Pro Cycling Manager content, and the more time I spend doing other stuff, the less PCM videos there will be. That's something I don't want to do, you know? As long as I enjoy the game. As a pretty vital factor. 30 kilometers to go. I think on the next climb I will try to start pushing. I gotta try and make sure that Koizumi finishes within the time limit, but I reckon he is in a group with people. Yes, with 3 riders. The second last group on the road. I don't like that. Come on, Koizumi. Survive today, buddy. "26 kilometers to go. Last 2 climbs. Appreciate the kind words, Mantwerp. Hello, Tseniak. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Telebi says the one thing we all actually yearn for is the OnlyFans. Yeah. One day. When I'm broke. I don't think that would end well. 23 kilometers to go. Nakajima can protect me. I will try and push this climb now. Let's move up a little bit. I reckon if I attack on the last climb, I win anyway. So I don't know why I'm really making it as hard as possible on this climb. There we go. I'm doing it anyway. The bigger the gaps, the better. Podluzhny is spacing hard. Brake is about to get caught. Pika is cooking. My teammates are getting cooked. Guys, just try to survive. No need to work for me. I can do it alone. Literally, the more you try to follow me, the worse it is for you. Yokotsuka has been caught, so he's going to win KOM in this race. Peloton's down to 40-ish riders. Can it split in the descent though? I don't think it will. So I'll do maintain position and I'll attack on the final climb. We've got enough energy to destroy everyone here. It's also a proper climb this time around, unlike the last couple of stages. So let's try and move up. Let's move up on this small hill. Yamamoto, even if he works for me, he should be fine. So that's good. Just maintain position, whatever. Nakajima, you're done for. Are we on the steep section? We are on the steep section, so let's up it to 90. And let's wait until this guy is kind of done. Kato, and I will make my move right now past him. There we go, over the top. That's a bit late. I attacked too late. Oh, it's going to be a bit harder today. It's going to be a bit harder. I bottled it. I waited too long. Yannis Peter in the wheel. He's got, I don't know what he has when he comes to sprint. Arrow position. Let's do 85. Let's relay with the man. Come on. He stays in the wheel. Is there any climb left? Not really. It's going to be a sprint between us two, but I think I can win it. 4.7, 4.6. Stage win will be for us, I think. Acrobatic descent. Let's do so. Let's try and drop him. And we've got a small gap. We've got a small gap. There we go. Oi, oi, oi. Peter, what was that? What was that, buddy? Oi, oi, oi. 2 kilometers to go. Teddy Pikachu sprinting all out. And he's going to take it. There we go. Into the last 2 kilometers. And that's the finish right there. Let's celebrate. 4 victories in a row for Teddy Pikachu. He keeps on winning. Absolute domination. Sorry, Yanni Peters. I had to humiliate you there in that small, short descent. Jordan van der Meer says going 99 aerodynamic would be faster than sprinting without red bar for the last 3 kilometers. I don't know. I believe you, but I've never tested it. Ooh, Koizumi. Koizumi, did he finish? Did Koizumi finish? Oh no. Nonetheless, Teddy Pikachu wins the stage, so beating up random cyclists, we're getting pretty good at it. Another 13 seconds for GC, so Levgonov is now 114, and all the rest is on 140 plus. We're cooking them. Green jersey, white jersey, no team classification. But most importantly, whew, Koizumi is within the time limit, boys. He's made it. What a legend. Hibiki Koizumi. My man. Not the greatest cyclist in the world, but he's cooking. Gaps are getting huge in GC already, and Mount Fuji still has to start. Yes, yes, 18 XP. But now, this is the problem. Fuji Speedway to Mount Fuji. And on top of the stage, we are the massive favorite. We should be winning this race easily. Especially because Yannis Peter is our main competitor. I thought there would be some hidden talent in this peloton, but no. This should be an easy victory. The one thing we need to not forget is our teammates need to finish within the time limit. Because I said it earlier, if all my teammates abandon, there's a bug in this game mode, Pro Cyclist mode, which means I won't be able to control my rider for the next couple of stages. So I will not use my team at all. I will put them on automatic the entire day. Actually, no, I'll put them on 85 maintain position the entire day. And it's on them to survive. We know that Koizumi is the weakest rider in the team, so Nakajima can protect him. Oi, oi, they're dropping, they're dropping, they're dropping. Panic stations, panic stations, panic stations. 95. Pikachu doesn't need to do that. 85. Come on, team, keep following. What are my boys doing? Boys! 99! Get to the front. Don't you dare get dropped. Nagashima, Kawano, you had one job. They literally had one job. Not drop on the first hill of the day. Oi, 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 oi. Oh, they're back. They're back. They're back. Crisis averted. The boys are back in town. I will get them to the front. Oi, 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 oi. Come on, team. Don't do this to me. Pikachu at the front of the peloton. We've got some attacks, so the tempo in the peloton will go up because no one will allow them to get away. Actually, Break is allowed to get away. Are they expecting me to control, or... They probably should be expecting me to control, but... Kind of was hoping I could just cruise to the finish line. Anyway, Yamamoto will have to do some work, I guess. 85 relay. Rest of the team is moving up. Bit of a hill right here, but now the tempo's going up again. Now the tempo is going up again. Come on, team. Stay in your position, buddy. Stay in your position. Kawano is nicely in the peloton. Still nicely in the peloton. Tempo goes up. Tempo goes up a lot. Fast rider off the back. Kasahara. Actually, these boys are dropping. These boys are dropping. Lots of riders about to drop here. My riders are also suffering, which is fair. Peloton is shredding it. Pikachu is having no difficulty at all. Yamamoto looking pretty good, so he can protect me. The rest of the team, it's all about surviving as long as possible here. If I don't get dropped, I will not be out of the time limit. That's the idea. Gap is 1 minute, but on the climb I can close that. 18 kilometers to go. So... Koizumi is fine. Rest of the team is fine. Climb is slowly but surely starting, but the real climb starts in about 4 kilometers. I think I'll try to play it safe, but I'll try to move up a little bit longer on Pikachu. What am I saying? Playing it safe. I'm going to destroy this peloton. That's the idea. And I reckon I can literally just pace 85 on these steep sections upcoming. But also, the harder I pace, this is the problem. The harder I make this race, the harder it will be for my entire team to finish this within the time limit. Although I think they're safe. I'm going to move to the front. Climb starts in a little bit. Right now. And I'm going to bridge right now to the breakaway. There we go. 11k to go. Aerodynamic position, 85. I'm not sure aero is as efficient on a climb as it is on the flat. I'm doing it anyway on 87. Peloton is falling apart. My riders can go on automatic. Try and survive, buddies. We've got the train of Ioannis Peter bridging up towards me with 4 riders. Come on, Pikachu, 1v4. 9 kilometers to go. Liam Walsh is done for. Burns is done for. Panizza and Peter have some energy. Let's move it down towards 80. We don't want to explode either. 78. Gap is 42 seconds. Gap is 46 seconds. We're cooking them. My boy is cooking them. Teddy Pikachu on the slopes of Mount Fuji. Riding away 50 seconds. I can do 80 again. NHL, why not? Nakajima and Koizumi are on 4 minutes 20, so that's good for time limit, I think. I don't know what the time limit will be on a 31 kilometer stage, though. I can do 85. Plenty of energy left. Easy W. It's not even a competition here. Teddy motherfucking Pikachu. Sorry for the swearing. But I'm going to try and pause it for a second here. My formal apologies. On a straight road. Nah, I can't. There's too many corners here. I was going to pause it to take a picture for the thumbnail of the next stream, but I'll do it anyway on this segment. There we go. Sorry, guys. This is what you don't see on my usual streams. This is me taking a thumbnail shot. There we go. So you'll see that shot on the next thumbnail of the next stream. Ooh, my energy. Gotta watch out. 2 minutes on the group behind. In that group behind, there is Peter and Panizza. Going 17 now for the last 3 kilometers. Gap of 150. 8 minutes 50. Oh. I think if I do this, my team will be in trouble. Should I wait? Peter's on 1:19. He's actually getting closer. 2 kilometers to go. Let's do 75 again. No, I can't. I don't have the energy for that. This is 68. He's catching me. He's catching me. Oh my God. I did not expect that. I'm trying to get to the wheel, but I'm running out of energy. He's out of it as well, but I think he's going to drop me. Peter's going to drop me. Oi, 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 oi. We got destroyed. Oh my God. Yannis Peter. I didn't even wait. Teddy Pikachu misspaced the climb. And Yannis Peter wins on the slopes of Tour of Japan. Oi, 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 oi. That's crazy. I did not expect that. L's in the chat, everyone. Massive L's in the chat. We deserve it. We deserve some L's in the chat. 18 minutes is the time limit, so it's gonna be close. I don't think they'll make it. Come on, Nagashima, buddy. They won't make it. 17 minutes. Ah! I think I lost 2 of my teammates. I went too early, and as a consequence, I lose the stage. Plus, I'm losing teammates. I'm not just going to lose 1 or 2 teammates. I'll probably lose 3 or 4. I think I'll only have Yamamoto left. Oh, come on, team. Come on, team. Come on, don't go OTL, Kawano. Come on, Kawano, please. He's going OTL. Damn it. He's gone as well. Yamamoto, come on. Sprint, Yamamoto, sprint. I know you have no energy. There he comes. We've got a teammate. Yes, we have a teammate, chat. We've got a teammate for the rest of the race. That's a win. That's a massive W. But I'm afraid we're losing 4 riders today. That's horrible. These riders were within time limit, but now this rider's gone. That rider's gone. That rider's gone. Kawano's gone. Goodbye. Let's go home, Nakashima. Koizumi, Nagashima. All these riders are out of the time limit. Ay, 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 ay. So that did not go as planned. We could have had 5 stage wins in a row if I played it better. Painful. Absolutely painful. Teddy Pikachu on 14 seconds, but in GC we still have a lead of 1:42, so we are winning the Tour of Japan, but I am a bit salty that I didn't win on Mount Fuji, because that is the Queen stage. I don't know what the stats are of Yannis Peter, but I think he's pretty good. Pikachu with massive points. Ooh, 5 points for KOM only? Really? Mount Fuji gives 7 KOM points? That's silly. Ouch, ouch, ouch. 4 teammates gone. Tetsuo Yamamoto, you're the only man left. Painful. So, 13 XP. Second place, so mediocre evaluation. I deserve that. Big L, that one. Evolution of interest. Oh, those are from the last 2 victories. So, which we had 3 victories. As a few more teams with a little bit more interest, but nothing too crazy happened. So let's go to the next stage, shall we? Let's take a look here. So we've got 2 more stages left. This one is hilly, the last one is flat. Yamamoto should be able to easily finish that. We are second favorite for this stage. I find that weird. I don't look at this parkour and say to myself, okay, we can win this. That we can win this, but we're definitely not the favorite. There's also no obvious climb to attack on. So I don't see it. I don't see a possibility for us to win this. But the question is, how many points are we behind when it comes to KOM? 29. We cannot win KOM either, so we can't secure that. I think the only thing we can do here is finish. Sprint for it at the end, and we'll see how that goes. Because if we look closely at the finish, there's a bit of a bump there, but it's not enough to make this a Pikachu finish, I think. Yamamoto is a teammate. I'll protect him to make sure he doesn't have any issues here. He needs to survive the stage, so I'm protecting him today. Oh, this is so silly. Anyway. It's only 100 kilometers, so we should be fine. Bit of a breakaway up the road. By the way, breakaway is probably the best way to beat me in this race. Because I've got one teammate to chase the breakaway. Sadly, the opposing teams don't realize that because they've got 3 riders in the break. Yes, but I know there's intermediate sprints, but I don't care. I don't need the bonus seconds anymore. Nor the points jersey. I've got it already secured. As long as I don't crash, GCM points jersey are mine. The question is, can we compete for a stage win? We'll try, but I'm not sure. 69 sprint, 78 acceleration. Pretty good stats. I'm sorry, but we can work with it. But I feel like Lev Golov is going to win today. $35 kilometers to go. Peloton. There's only like 60 riders left in this race. Yamamoto can get us both some water. And I'll stop protecting him now, because now it's all about me. He's basically safe for the stage anyway. 20 kilometers to go. I don't see a possibility to attack here. How many kilometers to go is that second last climb? I reckon it's within the last 10k. I'll try it. I'll try to attack. Should I try to attack? I could stay on the wheel of Gonov, but then I will lose the sprint to Gonov. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. Nonetheless, Yamamoto is doing a fantastic job keeping me in position for now. Last 15k. That descent looks steep enough to be able to... We've got to move by someone, Magosaki. Don't care too much. I feel like acrobatic descent is not impossible on that next downhill segment. So I'm feeling a move just before the top. Chad agrees with me. Chad is shouting descend, attack, attack. I'm feeling the same. I'm pacing a bit too early. Gotta get my yellow bar back. Now get back to the front. Get ready. And there we go. Someone else is doing something as well. It's Magosaki again. And I'm not allowed to get away, apparently. There we go. And we've got a gap. Acrobatic descent. 10-second gap, so it's not much, but we're flying down this descent. Come on, Pikachu. Risk your life. Come on. Gap is 15 seconds. Fly down, acrobatic descent once again. There we go. Bro is cooking. Onto the final hill, aerodynamic position. 17 seconds. 99 on aero, come on. 15 seconds on the peloton, but I'm not feeling it. Yannis Peter is attacking at the perfect time. Gap is down to 11 seconds, but it's still a gap. 12 seconds. Maybe. Maybe. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yamamoto on automatic. Gap is 20 seconds. I think we got it. I forgot my energy shell. I forgot my energy shell. Last 2.5 kilometers. Come on. Sprint, buddy. Sprints, buddy. Ah. Last 2 kilometers. Come on, pick up. I've got it. I feel like I've got it. Gonov can still come around. I cannot see anything. I cannot see anything. There's still a gap. There's still a gap. Yeah. Easy. Easy. Right? I'm scared. Yeah, we got the victory. There we go. Teddy Pikachu takes home 5 victories at the Tour of Japan. And I also basically secure my GC here as long as I don't crash on stage 8. Another W for Teddy Pikachu. Imagine if we won the prologue and Mount Fuji, man. We could have won every stage at the Tour of Japan. Then again, I don't know how I could have won that prologue. Yamamoto finished as well, so that's perfect. So I can control my riders in the final stage here. On to the final podium. Teddy Pikachu. 15 seconds on left. Gonov once again. Gonov must hate me. He wins every sprint in the peloton behind me. 207 in GC now. I don't care about KOM. Orange jersey's mine. White jersey's mine. Ay, 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 ay. Destroying the competition. I shouldn't be too overconfident, because at the end of the day, I'm beating the Japanese circuit with a rider that is too good for the Japanese circuit. So I should be winning all of this. Yeah, Garner, you're right. Improving my TT would allow me to do well in that prologue, but that's exactly what we're doing. In training right now, we are focusing on nothing because it's a primary week, but as you can see, we are doing mostly stage races now, which is up to 75% already. So it's going to be at 100% by the time we upgrade next time, I think. So, stage 8, fan favorite on a flat sprint. So we're getting better thanks to that 68 sprint stat. There's no way we can attack here, so it's going to be a pure punch sprint for Teddy Pikachu. I'll try to get on the wheel of Lev Gonov, and I'll try to beat him. That's a strat. Arne Rombout says you won everything besides the Queen stage. The one you really wanted to win. That is correct. That is the sad reality. Roll, leader of GC, blah, blah, blah. Yamamoto can protect me. 1 rider in the break, 2 riders in the break. Let's hope someone in the peloton controls. Lev Gonov should control. At least his team should. 110 kilometers. Not a dangerous break with only 2 riders. So worst case, Yamamoto can control it. But I do think that break is already on, like, Narita is on 49 minutes and Rory is on 44 minutes. So even if this break wins, I don't think they'll take 40 plus minutes. Famous last words. Martin V3 says, will you focus on winning Grand Tours or Monuments first? Ooh. I think kind of at the same time. I think it's more likely that we get a wild card for a Monument before we get a wild card for a Grand Tour. With whatever team we have next year. I could be wrong in that. I guess we just... I have no game plan. That's the reality. Because I'm not sure what wildcards I will have first, depending on the team I choose. On Titama Rockets, I would have Paris-Nice, etc. But I might be able to get a wildcard for a Roubaix, stuff like that. But I can't compete for the victory in Roubaix. So I think the best wildcard to get early would be Milano-Sanremo. Because that's one I can really win even with these stats. Actually, I'm not sure with these stats. Maybe a bit more sprint, maybe a bit more hill stat. But that's one I can definitely win. With acrobatic descent, aero position should be very doable. But outside of that, 70 kilometers to go. Break is almost gone, 1 minute 30, so it's gonna be a sprint, chat. It's gonna be a sprint. Let's try and get some water with Yamamoto. Water? No, how do you say it again? I need to Britishify it, eh? Because now that I live in the UK. Bottle of water. Oh, yeah. What do you mean, Sota? Good tour despite the total failure on season goal. My season goal was winning the Tour of Japan. Right? Or was it winning on Mount Fuji? I think it was both. Ouch. And I also am certain that I can't make my own lead out because I got one rider. So that's also one thing that doesn't complicate today. Last 30 kilometers. I should be looking for the wheel of a certain Russian man pretty soon. Season goal is winning every single race you rode. Yeah, that's true. That was my season goal, but I don't think that's possible. Even though we got pretty close to that in this Tour of Japan. Where's Gonov? That's our man. That's our boy. I need to wait until under 18 kilometers, I think. Where is he again? I lost him. There he is. And I can follow him now. Yamamoto, thank you for your service. You're the only teammate that made it to the end of the Tour of Japan. But you're the one that allowed me to control my team today. So thank you for the wonderful Tour of Japan. Last 15 kilometers. I'm in the wheel. Let's not forget our energy gel in this one. 10K. We're trying to keep the wheel of Gonov, but it's not exactly working that easily. Last 7.5 kilometers, the final stage of the Tour of Japan. A flat sprint stage in Oe Wharf. Odd name, I'll take it. 6 kilometers to go. 5.5. There we go. Use energy gel. Gonov is not in a good position. He's not in a good position. Did we choose the wrong wheel? Last 3.8 kilometers. Oi, oi, oi. Get to the front, Gonov. Get to the front. Come on. Last 3 kilometers. This is a disaster. An absolute disaster. No. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. 1.2 kilometers to go, and we're in Narnia. Gonov is getting destroyed. We chose the wrong wheel. Kusaba wins. The one time I need you, Lev. The one time I need Lev Gonov to do something useful. The one time. And he positions us in Narnia. Despicable. Yamamoto's a better rider than Lev Gonov, I'm telling you. Shit lead out. Horrible rider. Nobody likes him. Anyway, not even a top 10. But we do get the GCW at the Tour of Japan ahead of Peter Yannis. That's a gap of 2:07 in GC, 5 minutes on P3. Dominating everything except the stage that I wanted to win, Mount Fuji, but we'll forget about that. Chat, I think you're right. I think Gonov decided this Teddy Pikachu dude has won too many stages ahead of me. I'm not allowing this guy to win the sprint from my wheel. And to be honest, I can't blame him. I'd do the same. I would literally do the same. Anyway, we are winning 3-2-1. There we go. The points jersey and the white jersey next to GC. So Fantastic outcome for Mr. Teddy Pikachu. Winning the Tour of Japan, Tour of Japan was the most important race of our season. It's a big race. Well, in Japan it is. I wouldn't say it's a big race in cycling. But that's definitely the race I wanted to win this season. So we got that out of the way. One of the next races is also one I want to win. And one I think we can easily win. The National Road Championships. Evolution of... Oh, 64 XP. Ooh, that's a lot. I'm happy with that. Evolution of interest. And that means... lots of teams now have interest, including Cofidis and so forth. So... we'll see whichever teams give us contracts at this point. Because I don't even know it's going to be Tituma Rockets that gives it. So, guess we'll find out at the end of the year. Because I feel like at the end of the year, all teams will be interested because we'll be winning so much this year. I should have not have skipped the day. The Giro's almost over in our playthrough for the World Tour riders. What a palmarès, chat. What a palmarès. 1. 5 stage wins NGC. Ridiculous. Genuinely ridiculous. So 13 wins in our career now. So that's fantastic. When it comes to the rest of our racing here, we have no racing left in May. But in June, we have the Tour of Gyeongnam. 5-day stage race. Oh, I don't like the profile though. I do not like the profile. Maybe we can win GC out of these hilly stages like this. It's not going to be easy though. But after that, the Japanese road race is coming, that's for sure. Anyway, let's move towards it. It's remained over. Repio in the chat says, how likely is it that Jonas cracks in a stage and Joao wins La Vuelta? I would say very unlikely. The more likely scenario is that Visma Leasebike puts a massive tempo at the foot of Angliru and Bola del Mundo, and Jonas takes more than a minute on everybody, including Almeida. That's the likely scenario. As a fan of close racing, I hope that doesn't happen, but that is the reality of the situation. We shouldn't have to simulate too long, I think, because the next race is in about 4 days. Hola, 49 XP for the month turn. I welcome that. And of course, we have to assign our contacts of interest. The chat chose last time. Actually, I'm going to confirm. So last stream, there were about 150, 200 people in the chat. Right now, there's 350, 400. So there's more of a group of people to vote. I want the chat to currently shout the team you want me to sign next season out of this list. I'll do the poll, and if it still says Tituma Rockets, I'll keep investing my contacts of interest in Tituma Rockets. If another team wins, another team wins. Groupama FDG, which is a pro team at the moment. Don't know how that happened. Intermarché, a pro team at the moment. Jayco, a pro team. Lotto, a pro team. Cofidis. How are they pro teams? That's what I don't understand. Who are the World Tour teams then? Wait a second. So, IPT is a World Tour team? Who else became World Tour that was not World Tour? Q46.5, Tudor Pro Cycling, and UnoX. Today I learned. Chat is shouting Rockets, Rockets, Tituma, Lotto, Rockets, Jayco, Rockets, Wanty. Looks like the team interest is still the same. Chat is mostly shouting the Rockets, so it's gonna be the Rockets, I think. Don't even need to do a poll. I thought you guys would want Leaning Star. Anyway, we can invest those points into my Rockets. There we go. And let's accept this email and keep vibing true. Okay, so it's also when we look at the ranking, by the way. Right now it looks like Lotto will become a World Tour team. Intermarché not. Jayco would become a World Tour team. So Lotto and Jayco would become the World Tour teams. But Tituma Rockets is 24th. So if we join that team, it is not impossible for our results to lead Tituma Rockets to World Tour. That's not unrealistic. Apparently they signed Hofstetter, McLay, Dries de Bond, and Charmik in this playthrough. So they're becoming a slightly better team. I reckon I would be a great signing for that team. I'd be their best rider, so obviously. Will D in the chat says, if you always win the races, you will fill that interest bar from every team anyway. I think that's true, to be honest. Anyway, we have the Tour de Gyeongnam. So, versatile sprint stage, versatile sprint stage, versatile sprint stage, sprint stage, sprint stage. 34, 45, 58 kilometers. So, we're going to fly through this one. Axel Mario from Le Col 3D is the favorite. Noah Ramsey in there as well. Very nice guy. Rides for the Alpecin Dev team. I think he won Zwift Academy last year. Teddy Pikachu is... We've only got 4 teammates for this race. Either way, we're going to try and win this race. Bonus seconds is one option. But maybe we can attack in the last 10 kilometers somehow. That's also a possibility. But I don't know why we're not a top 10 favorite for this race. Are we that shit? Guess we'll find out. Well, at least our fitness is not high. 83% only. So that's probably the reason why we're not a favorite. Okay, so finishing the top 10 of the classification of the stage, we've got 4 teammates that are not the best teammates in the world. Harada is a shit climber. So Geno has better hill stat. That's useful. I'll use him to protect me. And maybe I can try and make a move on these hills. But it won't be easy to win this race, that's for sure. What if I do something else? So Jared Drisner's is pacing right now in the peloton for the team of Elliot Schultz. What if I launch an attack to the breakaway right here? There we go. Accidentally dropped my teammate. That was not the plan. Okay, my teammate has just dropped, so he's gone. That's fine. But the idea is that I will go for the bonus seconds first. 3 bonus seconds at the first intermediate. Ollie, if you want some advice, text me on Instagram in DMs or something. That's the best way to get me to answer that. I don't feel like I want to yap about that on the live stream too much now. But I'll happily respond in an Instagram message. Intermediate sprint is incoming, and I'm still not at the breakaway, so I need to hurry. Let's get to the front. 90. Come on, come on, come on. 1.4K in the wheel. In the wheel. And they're all sprinting, so let's try and get to the wheel of Kita and not sprint yet, not sprint yet. We can't do that. There we go. Now we start sprinting. Ah! Damn it. Do we get any seconds? We got seconds, so we got 2 bonus seconds. So whatever we did, it was worth it. Oh, I thought it wouldn't have been worth it there. I'm going to drop back to the... Actually, no. I'm going to stay in the breakaway. I'm going to try and take these KOM points, and then I'm going to drop back to the peloton. And there goes Pikachu. Other breakaway riders are done for. Single-handedly ruining the breakaway. And now I'll wait for the peloton on 20. Why not take those K1 points, you know? Just in case we are close in that classification at some point. Wait, the peloton is 17 riders? Bruh, what happened? Did my early activities just cause the peloton to spasm out? We've got to move by Yon Kim. Yeah, the team of I assume he's in this. Is he in this race? The guy that I was competing, Peter Jannes, is he in this race? Where is it? Yeah, he is. Jannis Peter. Nonetheless, I'm waiting on the peloton because I don't need to make this race this hard from the start because I'm losing so much energy doing it. Let's get Sugeno to protect me. The other teammates can go on automatic and try and get back. And the peloton dies out because I'm back in the peloton. Okay, so times 8. Shockingly, the only two riders of the back of the peloton are my riders. Wildy says, but you need to do that before August because any win you get from August onward doesn't count for the team's interest bar. Yeah, that's true. I also think that PCM should change it. Right now, it works as followed. In April, I get a list of the teams that might want to sign me. That should not be all those teams at once. At first, maybe 5 pro teams show up on the list. Then if I do well throughout the season, then maybe 3 more pro teams show up, better pro teams. And if I do really well throughout the season, then maybe a World Tour team shows up on the list. I don't like the contacts of interests feature. It should just be a list of teams that are interested or not. There we go. 25 kilometers to go. If that's 25 kilometers to go, then those last hills are very close to the finish. Break has been caught. I need to move up in the group though. I feel like it's definitely a harder race than the Tour of Japan when it comes to the start field because I'm struggling when it comes to positioning. That did not happen at the Tour of Japan. In the last 20 kilometers, intermediate sprint coming up. So what do? Do I go for the intermediate sprint and then try and sprint from the peloton? I think that's the play because then we can get the bonus seconds plus potential bonus seconds at the finish. And I don't see the race as being hard enough to be able to attack from the peloton, really. Especially because these opposing teams are pretty strong. 2 kilometers towards the intermediate sprint. I want to get into the wheel of Jung right there. There we go. 2 kilometers. And should I launch it early? In this corner. There we go. There comes the sprint. Anyone competing with me? Kayukom is trying to follow, but 13 kilometers to go. Aerodynamic position. Let's give it a try. Let's just try. Why not? 99. And let's cook. 20 seconds on the peloton. 11 kilometers to go. Group behind has Jannis Peter at the front once again. Okamika Mario, so all the GC guys. Lindsay de Vilder. 10 kilometers to go. Gap is 20 seconds. What do you think, Chad? Where is this going? I feel like I'm going to get caught. I really feel like I'm getting caught here. 8 kilometers to go. These downhills are helping. These downhills are helping. 25 seconds. Come on. 7 kilometers to go. They're not closing it. They're not closing it. Come on, Pikachu, come on. 22 seconds. Same strat every single day. Into the tunnel. They are getting closer. 15 seconds. I'm getting caught. Drisner's is closing me down. In the descent. 9 seconds. I'm getting caught. 12 seconds. 14 seconds. Come on. I've got the yellow, but they've got the lead out. I don't think I have it. I think I went too early. There comes Noah Ramsey. Noah, don't do this to me. Oi, 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 oi. I'll just keep sprinting. Why not? Just YOLO. There comes Heffernan flying past me. As long as I stay in the group and don't lose seconds, that's good. But Heffernan is going to take some time here. There comes Van der Veen, and the winner is going to be... Last kilometer still has to start. Van der Veen is going to win. Ahead of Heffernan, we finish in the group, I think. Noah Ramsey and P3. Ay, ay, ay. Hey, we tried. We finished in the group, so that's nice. But we did get 3 bonus seconds at the second intermediate, and we got 2 bonus seconds at the fast. So that's 5 seconds closer than I guess if we didn't take the bonus seconds. Yeah, Garner, I think you're right. A bit too early and not enough descents and uphill for Pikachu here. But it was worth a try. It was close enough to be worth a try. How do I activate the moto pacing? So the aerodynamic positioning, that's on the left top. There's a button extra. We have that because we're playing Pro Cyclist and I've used the skill point on my riders. That allows me to do that. So Bulls Dolmans, I didn't know they had a... They probably didn't have a team. This is probably a custom sponsor that was added as a sponsor for one of the teams that existed. Anyway, no top 10, but in GC we're third in GC on 5 seconds, so that's good. Second place in KOM, 6 points. And 12 points for points classification thanks to the sprints. Oh no, Will. Will in the chat mentioned something. He says one of my teammates might have been out of time. Please no. 2 of my teammates! What? How bad can you be? Look at the stage! Oh, what is this team, man? Anyway, 3rd place in GC. We'll work with it. 3 XP only? Oof. Next up we have... Let's take a look. Ooh. 86 kilometers only, so I assume that last climb. Tops with about 10 kilometers to go. I've got 2 teammates left. Ay, ay, ay. Honda and Sugeno. Third favorite in this race. I want to win it. I want to win it. I'm going to try and attack on that last climb. Is it worth going in the break for bonus seconds? I don't think I will on this one. I think I'll do it from the peloton today. I need to make sure my teammates don't go OTL, so I will not use them to protect me. Couple of riders going in the break. Honda's a pretty good rider, so he should be able to protect me and still stay within the time limit, to be honest. Garner says his live stream gets renamed to Redcon, that the goal wasn't Mount Fuji. I'm calling it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. There we go. Tour of Japan is the new title of the live stream. Save. Did that work? I think that worked, right? I don't know if it did. I can't see it yet on my screen. I hope it worked. Anyway, sorry for the face cam. Fixed it. Anyway, times 8, shall we? Sugeno survived the first climb, so that's good. Actually, no, he got dropped in the second peloton, but is back now. Okay, so there comes an intermediate sprint, but the break will take it, so I don't need to go for it. These climbs are pretty steep, actually. I think I should hard pace that second last climb before I attack on the last one. The peloton is smashing it. I am genuinely fearful that we might lose both our teammates today out of the time limit. I hope I don't. Bro, Sugeno's already on 8 minutes. What's happening? And the peloton's literally still 90 people. Is he the last in the race? No, he's not. So he's not the last in the race, but he's definitely going OTL. Honda needs to survive, though, within the time limit. I'm just going to start pacing every single climb. There we go. Go to the front of the group. 99 over the top. Let's see what happens in the group. Do people drop off the back? I know that what I'm doing is probably just going to lead to my own riders being more likely to be OTL, so I probably shouldn't do it, but it's fun. It's so fun. Let's try and hammer this climb as well. Pacing on 85. I can recover a bit afterwards. But I think I should be able to drop quite a few people on this climb as well. There we go. Just like that. Let's up it towards 90 pacing. This will really put pressure in the group. Kita is gone. Simmons is gone. Veslum, so teammates of Cyrus Monk and De Velder. Holmes is gone as well. And back down to 85 maintain position in the descent. Drop me back a little bit to be in the draft of riders, not completely at the front. And I should be able to recover my yellow bar completely before we get to the next steep climb there with about, 17, 18k to go, maybe 20, probably 20. So I should probably be getting some water for myself, so let's do that. Peloton is 42 riders. Sugeno's on 14 minutes, so I think that's still within time limit. Honda on 8 minutes, that's good. That should be good enough. So at least Honda should survive today. Tempo in this climb is completely gone. And I don't want to be the one spending it, so I'm going to go towards 35 maintain position now in the descent. Try and recover my full yellow bar. Then again, we've got an intermediate sprint coming up. I'm going to give the intermediate sprint away to Euro Kim. That's an actual sprinter, so that's fine. It's not a GC rider. Even though the sprinters are kind of the GC riders in this race. But now I want to move up on the left side and actually set tempo on this steep climb. On 90. There goes Pikachu. Is 85. 90 is overkill. Just pacing, just pacing. Trying to thin down the herd. Put in some fatigue to the riders. De Vilder's gone. And almost at the top. 2 more riders gone. 3 more riders gone. That's good. Bring myself down to 35 maintain position. Get some yellow bar back. And I want to attack on that last climb. Trying to make sure I recover as much yellow as possible. Mr. Spar says you should think about your rider first. It's your career mode, not Kina and Air Japan team. Well, it's not that simple. Because if I lose both Honda and Sugeno, then there's a bug in the game that will mean that I won't be able to control my own rider in the next stage. That's why I'm so concerned about Honda and Sugeno and not about myself. Because I need them to get to the next race to be able to control my rider. Anyway, on the climb, we've got tempo going up by Sagrado Perez. Actually, an attack. probably should have been pacing myself at the front already, but I don't think I can attack right now. The tempo needs to die out first, and there's actually a gap. Riders are attacking me at the moment. I did not expect that to happen. Can I move to the front in time to make a move here? I don't think I can. I think it's going to be a group sprint, but Yannis Peter has a gap. That was supposed to be me, to be clear. That did not happen then. Just trying to recover. 23 people in the group. And the yellow jersey Van der Veen is still here. Oof. But I've got a sprint now. I can sprint these days. Front rider is getting caught. Elliot Schultz is still here, so let's get to his wheel. I know he can sprint a little bit. 5 kilometers to go, Energy Shell. Come on, Teddy Pikachu. Time to win a sprint, buddy. In the right wheel, Cyrus Monk doing a lead out for Teddy. Well, not for Teddy Pikachu directly, but I'm definitely benefiting for it. In the wheel of Elliot Schultz, we've got the yellow jersey in our wheel. Come on. 2.8 to go. 2.7. 2.3. Ooh. Solhau Hansen is coming to the front, and I think Schultz will take his wheel. So let's keep following Schultz. There we go. Not perfect, not perfect. Let's launch right now with Pikachu. Let's launch right now. In the wheel of Elliot Schultz. Van der Veen is going to beat me again. But it's going to be Elliot Schultz winning. So he had the right wheel, but in the end, it's going to get 3rd place on the stage, which I was hoping to take some seconds on this one. It's probably the hardest parkour of this entire race. But nope. We could not get away on the last climb. We couldn't even try. Painful. Absolutely painful. It does show that the peloton in this race is from a higher quality than at the Tour of Japan. Now, time limit is 28 minutes, so Honda will make it, Sugeno will not make it. Ay, ay, ay. Honda has finished. Sugeno at a time limit. That's painful. 1 teammate left. So, 3rd place on the stage, which means we're now 3rd in GC on 7 seconds. We are 2nd in GC winning, well, not 2nd in GC, 2nd in the KOM point ranking. And 3rd in the points classification, but Cas van der Veen is probably going to win that. 2nd place in youth as well, so we got to find a way to eliminate Cas van der Veen. It's a challenge, this one. What are the next few stages again? An uphill sprint, so that might actually fit me. 600 meters at 8.3%. But I don't have any team to position myself, so that's the problem. Changwon, flat sprint, then a flat sprint again. So it's going to happen on this next finish, I'm afraid. Or at the bonus 2nd sprints. Oh, what just happened? What is happening? So, I think the screen is bugged. 9 XP, I'll take it. Okay then. The final hope is here. Namyang Ri is the finish. Uphill sprint, 1 teammate. We have to find a way to win the stage, but I don't think it's going to be easy. Also because the breakaway will take those bonus seconds at the intermediate sprint. It's literally in the middle of the stage. And I don't have a team to bring back a breakaway or anything, you know? Before that sprint. Get some experience in the breakaway. Okay, I'll go in the break myself then. This is such a bad idea. This is such a bad game objective. There we go, together with the KOM man. Relay 85. Ye is with me. 40 seconds on the peloton, so they're seemingly fine with this breakaway. I can't see them though, because it's Pro Cyclist mode. Peloton is pacing. Not the biggest fan of that. I've got no choice. I might as well do aerodynamic position, because I can't use it for the rest of the race anyway. Like, it's not useful in this final. So my objective was get 20 kilometers in the break in the last 40 kilometers of the race. What is that for a stupid objective? I'm sorry, but what? Well, actually, it's only 40 kilometers to go. We've got some chasers. Random people. Okay. So those last 40 kilometers start now, but I won't make it for another 20 kilometers, so that's not happening. I'll barely make it to the next intermediate sprint with the energy I have. I just need to make it to the sprint. 45 seconds on the peloton. I think that gap is about to come down, but I need the sprint. 75 over the top here together with Mr. Ye. Peloton is coming. 30 seconds is the gap, but the sprint comes in about 3. Sorry for the camera. It's now in the right position. And let's get in the wheel of Ye. There we go. Let's take the sprint here. There we go. And we should be getting the 3 seconds easily now. Let's wait on the peloton. I'm gonna let Ye go because then he can have his. Actually, he's not actually going. When Pika versus Tim Ziola, I think that's after our series are both done. I reckon. When we're both at our peak of our career in PCM. I do look forward to that though. That should be fun. Gotta make sure I don't spend that much energy in this group, so I'm just gonna try and sit on maintain position 65 and hopefully recover some yellow bars somehow. Because we're not looking that good actually. Oh, yeah, that was a mistake. Someone closes gap, someone did. That's nice. K1 point is here. Some people are going for it. I don't have the energy to go for it. I would like the KOM points, but I need to recover for the finish instead. Maintain position 30, downhill. Honda's protecting me perfectly. Back to 85. Let's try and recover as much as possible. 75 maybe. Last 18 kilometers. So let's not forget the last kilometer is uphill. But I don't have a team to position myself towards that last kilometer, so I'm going to have to do that myself. I'm going to have to start moving up a little bit soon, which my yellow bar is only halfway, so I'm not too confident right now. What do you think, Chad? Where are we going here? I think the go-to play is find the wheel. Mario's not terrible at this kind of finish. Neither is Schultz. Schultz has a team. Peter as well, though. Which team has a team? Which team has a team? What am I saying? Which leader has a team of the opposing riders? At the moment, it looks like Yannis Peter has a great team because all their riders are here, but probably Van der Veen has a good lead out here, or at least enough riders for that. 6 kilometers to go. Oh, and because it's an uphill finish, I can't actually get into the wheel of anyone yet. That's really annoying. Energy shell. Honda's gone. Still can't follow a single bloody wheel. I can do it at 3 kilometers to go, I think. And we have some moves. Are those attacks? I think they might be. I'm going to try and follow Solhau Hansen. And he lets Chaya Sombad go. I'm not going to close that myself. Going to stay on 85 effort cursor. I'm spending too much energy. I'm spending too much energy. I don't like it. Can I get in the wheel of Solhau again in the last 2 kilometers? There we go. Spending my red bar way too much. Mario, that's the wheel to follow. And last kilometer is here. Hansen goes again. I'll wait. Right now I'll go. Come on, Pika. Come on, Pika. Solhau is going to win. Ah, come on. 4th place. It's not a bad result, but I don't know how I could have played that much better. The annoying thing is that the game wanted me to go in the breakaway, and because I did that, I did not have the energy to try anything proper here in the final. I should not have listened to the game. I should have gone for my own result. Okay, so. And let's take a look at the podium. What does this mean for GC? Probably no changes. Second place in GC now, so there are changes. We only need to find a way to get 4 seconds back on Cas van der Veen. Of course we're second because we took bonus seconds in the first half of the race. I forgot about that. 4 points behind on KOM, but there's no KOM points available. Cas van der Veen is the better flat sprinter, so I don't think we can win this race. I'd like to, but I think the sad reality is that Mr. Cas van der Veen is a better sprinter, and the last 2 stages are flat sprint stages. So I'm fearful that this might be the end of our triumph. Nonetheless, 4th place. Happy, 26 XP, so almost level 11. But I don't think we'll get an upgrade in stats at level 11. Evolution of potential. So my team's happy. Well, but the other teams are happy, I mean, about my performance, and especially Mabe. Not like that's a team that I really want to sign for now. But it's time to try and bring this home. I don't know if it's possible though, because our fitness level is not that high. We only have 1 teammate, so we can't position ourselves. We're not a top 10 favorite in these sprints. These are all better sprinters, especially in current form. But there's bonus seconds at the finish, and I gotta find a way to beat Cas van der Veen. There's no intermediate sprints anymore. How can I win this? The only answer is the finish. I have to podium these sprint stages consistently, both of them. And Cas does not, because if he does, then we're losing anyway. 85 maintain position. Okay, let's do this. Breakaway forms, 3 riders up the road. Don't care too much. We've got 6 riders up the road. Starting to get interesting. We need to move up. I don't like my position. Actually, I selected the wrong rider. I should move myself up, not Honda. Honda should protect me. Garner asks, would Tade even be riding a profile like this? So no shame in not winning this race. Fair, but in reality, if we do things that Tade can't, or Tade doesn't, then we technically did better than him? Is that the right thing to say? I don't think Tade would be riding the Japanese circuit either, so I'm not sure that logic works. $22 kilometers to go. Break is caught. Teams are starting to form their sprint trains, and I see a sprint train forming for Elliot Schultz by Victoire Hiroshima. I'm not sure that's still Victoire Hiroshima. That's a different sponsor. Or maybe a completely different team. Cameron Scott's not a bad guy either to follow, although it looks like they're going for Blake Quick. Then again, Cas van der Veen's been pretty good, so should I even go for a different? I'll go for Veslim's wheel. I think that's my plan. So I'm going to try and be in the lead, in the wheel of the lead out of Elliot Schultz. Euro Kim is not a best option either here on the right. He's in the wheel of Shin. That's an attack with 14 kilometers to go. On the massive climb. So, 12.7 kilometers to go. Welcome, Spanish Lefty. Welcome to the chat. And I reckon we just sit now. Where's Schultz? Why is Schultz not following his own lead out? That confuses me a lot, actually. Van der Veen is switching wheels as much as possible, apparently. I hope that this train is good, because everything depends on that. 8 kilometers to go. And my train is being washed away a little bit. But now they're moving up. Come on. In the wheel of Veslum, we need Veslum to do a fantastic lead out. 6 kilometers to go. Almost energy shell time. We've got Eurokim's train moving up on the right. Right now, energy shell. Veslum, what you doing? There's a gap there. I don't like that. Blake Quick having a good lead out, but now my team is moving up. Well, it's not my team, but I'll act as if it's my team at the moment. Still in the wheel of Veslum. 2.5, 2.7. Come on, buddy. There we go. 2 kilometers to go. 1.6, 1.7. I will launch right now. Come on, Pikachu. Come on, come on, come on. Ah, Veslum's better. Veslum. We were spending so much red bar just being in the wheel. And not a single bonus seconds because we get 4th instead of top 3. That is painful. But at least Cos did not get bonus seconds either. So I think this is a status quo when it comes to GC on this stage. But it does show that it's not impossible for us to win this race in the last stage. So the hope is there, chat. The hope is there. How do I rate Ben O'Connor as a GC rider? The thing is, Ben O'Connor's not a top 10 climber in the world. But last year he managed to find a way by going in breakaways and stuff like that to put himself in a position where his GC result is better than the climber quality that he has. And if you can top 4 2 Grand Tours in a year like last year, then you're a GC rider. But he's not consistent enough to be able to do that without going in the breakaway necessarily, stuff like that. Anyway, let's take a look at the podium. Sebastian Veslum, I think, takes it. We had the right wheel, clearly, because he won. We're still second in GC on 4 seconds. And KOM stays the same. If we do consistently, if we do well in the last stage, we can win the points jersey too. Not just GC is on the table here. And the youth jersey as well. So 3 jerseys are on the table. We need to get second and Cos actually so. We're second in GC on 4 seconds. If we win the next stage, we get 10 bonus seconds. If we get second, we get 6. If we get third, we get 4. If we get 4 bonus seconds more than Cas van der Veen, I don't know who wins. Because I don't know what the tiebreaker is in Pro Cycling Manager. In real life, it would be the sum of stage positions. But I don't know if that's the case in PCM as well. So ideally, I can take 6 bonus seconds more than Cas van der Veen. Okay. And if we do well in the next stage, we will level up to level 11. Jens Dollander asks, was late on the stream. Did someone ask your opinion already concerning Benoit going to Decathlon? By the way, Dogma says there's a reason Ben O'Connor got dropped from AG2R. That's not exactly what happened, though. He just got more money from Jayco. That is the reality. But regarding Benoit, let's start our loading here first. I think Benoit has been a great rider at Visma, consistently doing well, consistently being there as a domestique for the team, consistently scoring top 10s in classics when he does have the freedom to go for it, stuff like that. But I am not sure whether he can continue that without the numerical advantage strategy that works in Visma. He'll have the freedom in classics, so I do think he can score top 10s at Decathlon in classics. I don't think he can win a classic at Decathlon. But I do like the idea of him going there for the reason that we might see him being in a free role more, even in Grand Tours going for stages. Which that's something we don't necessarily see from Benoit at Visma. So I think he's a very valuable rider for Decathlon to have. But I think he's very expensive. So whether he's worth the money that they have to put on the table, because Benoit is not a cheap rider. Like, he's on 7 figures. Anyway, last 40 kilometers. I'm going to... Well, one more thing about O'Connor, by the way. I think O'Connor's schedule just doesn't make sense. Like, he should never be riding the Tour de France. He should be riding the Giro and the Vuelta to optimize his results. He can top 20... Like, an O'Connor that focuses on GC and has the Vuelta as one of his main goals can top 10 the Vuelta, can top 5 the Vuelta. We've seen that before last year. He can't top 5 the Tour de France. He done it once through the breakaway, but the repeatability of that is extremely unlikely. So I think it was just a mistake for him to do the Tour de France in the first place. And if he does the Tour de France, he should never do it with GC in his mind. He should focus on stages. Which he did this year, and he won a mountain stage. So yeah, he did come out of the Tour de France with a nice victory, but I don't know, I'd rather see him riding GC in another Grand Tour. Just my personal opinion. Correct, Jelmer. Benoot won Kuurne-Brussel-Kuurne. But I don't see him doing that again because he won that Kuurne-Brussel-Kuurne solely because he had other teammates from Visma in his group, Nathan van Hooijdonk. And Van Hooijdonk attacked first, if I recall correctly. Benoot countered, and that's how he got away in the final. So that depends on... Ooh, I want to get in the wheel of Veslim right now. Yes, Garner, that is them sending their top rider that they pay a lot of money for to the most important race. But that's not the best strategy. Like, in the same way that Intermarché sending Biniam to the Tour was a mistake. In the same way that Intermarché sending Biniam to the Nui Tour is a mistake. Because Biniam was never going to repeat what happened last year. What happened last year happened because two of the top sprinters weren't there, Melior and Milan, at the Tour de France. Plus, on top of that, Philipsen crashed in the first week and did not have great form in the first 2 weeks. That was not the best Philipsen at the Tour de France in the first half of the Tour last year. So them sending Biniam again, hoping for that to be repeated, for him to challenge the green jersey and stuff like that, was never going to happen. I didn't expect him to win a single stage this year beforehand. And I like Biniam. I went to dinner with him once in Brussels. Eating, I think Ethiopian food? Don't know what the term for it is anymore, but that was an experience. I'm pretty much a basic bitch when it comes to eating, so when I eat pizza, it's margarita. When I eat pasta, it's bolognese. What is happening here? What is happening? Veslim, I was trusting you, buddy, but your sprint train is cooking something weird up. I'm not sure I trust it. Solhaug will have to do a perfect lead out now. And he's doing very well, but Veslim, get to the wheel. Veslim! Veslim, buddy! What's happening? Veslim, there's a gap in front of you. Close the gap. Veslim, what's happening? He's back, he's back. 1.9 kilometers to go. Perfect lead out, perfect lead out. 1.4, 1.3. Come on, come on, come on. Wait, wait, wait. We're out of energy again. We're out of energy again. Follow the wheel, follow the wheel. Come on! How do I lose so much energy in the wheel of Veslim? Is he such a good sprinter? 5th place. There are some gaps in the group, but Van der Veen is in the same group, so Van der Veen wins GC. Painful, painful. 2nd place in GC for Teddy Pikachu, so that's still a good result in a stage race that does not fit us, but I wish we won GC. There he is, Sebastian Veslim takes the win. Must be a pretty good sprinter then. We finished 2nd in GC. We get 2nd in KOM. We get 2nd in points. We get 2nd in youth. Ay, ay, ay. We get 2nd in everything. We're like Peter Sagan in that 1 year where he always got 2nd. Or Wout van Aert in multiple years of his career where he always got second. Anyway, 5th place for Teddy Pikachu on this one. We should be able to get quite a bit of GC XP here though. 66 XP, so level 11. We only get a skill point, but that's enough to go for fitness peak. There we go. That's what I wanted, because now in the next season we can put 3 consecutive targets on our objective thing. I'm quickly checking a message. That's funny. Okay, sorry. What are we doing now? Our next race is a Japanese road race. What do you think, chat? Should we ride it? Should we finish off today's live stream with the Japanese road race? What do you want? Parkour that fits us, so we should dominate it, to be honest. Should not be a close race. The real question is, which pasta do you eat with your bolognese? Ooh. Like, I like default spaghetti. I had a period where I was into capellini, like the small spaghetti, but I think the best is linguine. I like linguine. That's my opinion. What do you think? Okay. Our next race is incoming in 8 days, chat. And it's a big one. The Japanese National Championship Road Race, the last race of today's live stream. Teddy Pikachu won that race last year. His first dominant performance of his entire career was there. I'd argue that the Tour of Japan this year was our second dominant performance. But I think we can bring home a third dominant performance. I think we can put everyone on minutes. My goal for the Japanese National Championships is putting more than 60% of the field out of the time limit. I think it's possible. Because I reckon there's about 140 runners at the start line. What is 60% of 140? That is 80-ish? I reckon I can put 80 people out of the time limit. That's my goal. That's our plan. Sorry, Japan. I'm about to deliver a war crime on the entirety of the Japanese circuit. I'm going to torture all these Japanese riders, I'm afraid. Come on, skip the day. There we go. Thomas McNutt asks, any offers? The offers are not arriving yet. I think the offers will arrive from August onwards, I think. That's my assumption, after 1st of August. Anyway. Simulating all these national championships takes so incredibly long. So this is the parkour. Oita to Oita. That's special because we started at the team Sparkle Oita. That is the team from this region. We're still at that team technically. We have new sponsors though, Kinan Japan Airlines. We won this race dominantly last year with a lighter parkour, but we're much stronger now. So I think Teddy Pikachu is about to ship these Japanese riders into Narnia. Anyway, let's begin. Role leader, objective, win the race. That's reasonable. 85 maintain position. Should I start pacing on the fast climb? I reckon I'd do it. Do I just wing it? Or is that stupid? It's 180 kilometers, so it might not be the smartest idea. But I do think it's funny. Our team is on automatic protecting me, so that's nice. Pacing the first climb might be overkill. That might be overextending. Garner in the chat says, remember Fuji. I think I'll start pacing the first climb. I can recover every descent, so I'm moving to the front. I think I'll get my entire team to the front and put them on 85. Honda can protect me. Wow, my team is just... I'll just pace myself. There we go. Let's pace on 70. Not on 85 yet. It's the first climb of the day. If you look at my team, you can see how much this peloton is already suffering under my tempo. 168 kilometers to go. There's 90 riders at the start. It says Tuga Buga. So we're going to try and OTL as many people in this race. I think the best way to OTL them is to set a tempo where I don't just drop the group, because then the group might just let me go. It's better to completely tire them out by pacing. So that's what I'm doing. Koizumi is already the first rider of the back, so I'm dropping my own team at the moment. There we go, to the top. Fatiguing the peloton. Let's go to 85 to the top and drop some people. 2 more people off the back, 3 more people off the back. Pikachu is cooking. And we go over the top. There we go. Group splits, 40 people left in the peloton. We are 10 kilometers into the race. And the peloton is 40 riders only. And in the descent, I'll go back to maintain position. That's 90 over the top here. Let's make sure the group behind doesn't automatically come back too easily. And now, maintain position. I think I should still pace 60 in the descent. There we go. 40 riders left in the peloton. The rest is gone. Honda's doing a fantastic job protecting me. I'm back full when it comes to my yellow, so I can go back to 75. To take on the next climb. Breakaway ride is about to get caught. Let's see how much we can shred the peloton on the second climb on 85. Let's try that. There we go. Pacing from the bottom. Let's see what happens. Anyone gonna drop here? 40 people left. My own teammate is about to drop Nakajima. There goes Iwasaki, Ohara dropping, Kamata dropping, Morimoto. We're cooking the peloton. But we're also cooking our teammates. And we're honestly doing it with utter ease at the moment. Did I accidentally drop the peloton? Let's drop it down to 75 to make sure I'm not just gone. And now back to 80 on the next segment. I've got a gap on the others. But I split the peloton. And I'm going solo. I'm trying to bridge towards the breakaway. We've got the others doing their own tempo, trying to close us down. That is not the full breakaway. That's the second group. That's the breakaway. Yamaguchi. And we are with the front rider. Let's try and relay with him on 70 at the top, 65 in the descent. We've got 40 seconds on the next group. Let's drop it down to 60 relay. Oh, this is uphill again. I don't want to drop them right now. Ultima Impresión asks, Benji, quick question. For why is there so many big English riders? Yates Brothers, Thomas, Pidcock, yet no major races in Britain. And who is your favorite British rider? I think it comes down to funding. I think inherently cycling is not a big sport in the UK compared to other sports. Cricket, rugby, football, all stuff like that is bigger. So all the funding from companies goes to that. So sponsorships are more likely to happen for those other sports. I think that's a big part of it. I think the reason there's big riders is because there was a solid development program, whether it's through the track, British track cycling, or through British cycling itself, or through teams like Trinity, stuff like that, and quite a few, I think it's called Fenshaw. That's also a deaf team, for example, in the UK. Stuff like that exists. So I think that's the reasoning why there's riders, but not necessarily the races. Do I have a favorite British rider? Not really. I feel like I don't really have favorite riders anymore. Oh, I should be pacing 85. I forgot. 50 seconds on the second peloton. We are the first peloton of 8 riders on the third climb of the race. You're right, Swacket. They have big crit races like the National Tour Series, but even that has lost quite a bit of their funding, and that's a major factor there. Yeah, Trinity doesn't exist anymore, so even that is losing funding. Trinity does exist still, by the way. I swear they signed Kenyak as a... Am I wrong? I swear they signed Kenyak as a DS. Or no, they signed Jay McCarthy as a DS. I've got a lot to say about Jay McCarthy. That's the only person... That's an ex-cyclist, by the way, on Bora. The only person that exists that has threatened to punch me in the face when he sees me in a bar. A very weird guy. Are we sure Trinity is not a club team these days? Or am I thinking of a different team? I should do maintain position in these descents. Of course, my group is not willing to work with me, but that's fine. I think I'll try and attack these guys on the next climb. They're attacking me. Yamaguchi's attacking me. I like that. I like the vibe. Frederik Furby Madsen asks, how many years did you work for Visma? 1 year. I left after 1 year. There's other things I enjoyed a little bit more. I went into this on a different stream. So I worked from them since February to try and tactically prepare for classics and for the Tour de France, with the goal of beating Pogacar for the first time in 2022. And it worked, so I'm not complaining. Oh no, our teammate has fallen. But I realized that it was becoming an opportunity cost for my content creating. So me doing YouTube, which I am super passionate about, the more time I spent working for a different team, for Visma, for example, the less time I had to make my own content. And I don't want work like that, which a lot of people have like the dream of working for a cycling team. I never really had that. There we go. I attacked with Pikachu. Pikachu has now dropped everybody. 17 seconds on the next group. 120 kilometers solo. What do you think, chat? Should be possible, no? We're a good enough rider. Let's go 75 over the top. Let's not exaggerate. 70. So, the more time I spend working for Visma, the less time I had to work on YouTube videos, which a lot of people might see working for a cycling team as a dream job. I never really had that. My dream job was making YouTube videos, so thank you very much for helping me achieve that goal. Let's try and get over the top, and let's drop it down to 30 maintain position and try and recover our yellow bar. I expect this second group, these two riders, to maybe come back. Because I'm really trying to regenerate my energy, you know? Koizumi's already on 26 minutes, by the way. That's crazy. We're cooking. Now let's do 75 towards the top of this climb. 16 seconds on G2 on the second group. Would you ever reconsider joining another team? If I'm passionate about the project. I worked for Lotto for a short freelance project of 3 months during the Classics. Was it last year or the year before? The year where Arnaud Delis did really well during Omloop, then fucked the sprint, and then he got Lyme disease. That was the year. So it was a bit sad because losing Arnaud Delis in those races in the Classics made Lotto completely uncompetitive. 100 kilometers to go. 1:20 on the second group. I can do times 2. I can do times 2. What can I say? Like, we've got 1:30 on the second rider. 100 kilometers to go. This is easily going to be a 120 kilometer solo. Easily. We're lapping our own riders now. That's crazy. Downhill incoming, so let's go maintain position 30 in the descent once again. Do I support a team? Would you work for Jarno? I don't know. I kind of don't feel like working for a cycling team right now. That's the reality. I've had a few offers in the last few years, but I've got better things to do. Making YouTube videos with Teddy Pikachu. Do I support another team? I don't really support a team. It's also better that I don't support a team. Sure, I have riders that I maybe like less, like more. But it's my job to not let that impact how I look at the sport. Nagashima, come on, protect me. I know you're a lap behind, but I really need you. Honda needs to go on automatic, by the way. Poor lad. What do you actually do from a strategy standpoint? Well, right now, nothing. But back in the day, it was basically making the race plan together with the sports directors. Discussing what possible scenarios could be in the race. In doing so, analyzing previous races, historical races, analyzing the opponents in races, for example, for Pogacar for the Tour de France, analyzing his data, analyzing how the team rides, finding weaknesses within the team, and then building a plan based upon it. So, a lot of you saw Col du Granon. I won't say that was a master plan of the team. I would more say that it was because there was so much research done of like, first of all, Vingegaard was a great rider. That was necessary. Roglic crashed earlier that race. If Roglic doesn't crash in the cobble race, who knows? Maybe Granon doesn't happen. Because then he might not be as willing to offer himself up on the first climb with that crazy attack, trying to trigger things. You know? So it's all these things coming together, plus Patrick and I, because Patrick was doing all of this with me, by the way. To be clear, he still works at Visma now. He enjoyed that portion, I think, more, that job. 3:40 on the peloton. I'm just pacing 65 the entire race at this point. I can do aerodynamic positioning. Why not? But like hypothetically, well, an example I can give you of something we did was look at the situation of, okay, we've got two riders up that are trying to roll attacks on Pogacar, which is what happened on the early slopes of the Galibier on the Col de Granon stage. That was something we invested some time into to try to figure out how do we best approach this. It's not smart to have two riders attack Pogacar on a steep section of the Galibier, because that's when there's less draft. You want to roll attacks on portions where there's more draft, and the reason for that is, let's say Roglic attacks. In response, Pogacar has to close the gap to Roglic. Vingegaard is on the wheel of Pogacar doing that. So, as a consequence, Vingegaard is relatively spending less energy than Pogacar, who's trying to close the gap to Roglic. That's why the draft matters. So that's why it's better to roll attacks with two riders on lower gradients, which is the early slopes of the Galibier. So that's one example. But also at the end of the day, data analysis from Patrick and stuff like that was super important to figure out what kind of stages could potentially be a weak moment for Pogacar. But to be clear, those weaknesses are gone. Like, back in the day, Pogacar had weaknesses. He doesn't have those anymore, those specific ones. I think his weaknesses now are, bro forgets to eat every now and then. Which hasn't happened in this Tour de France. Anyway, I'm going to start going 70. We're halfway the race. Just about 70 kilometers to go now. 4 minutes on the second group. We're over the top of the sixth last climb. Energy-wise, still looking pretty great. We're spending the maximum of our yellow bar, so our green bar is deteriorating quite fast, but I assume that's happening to every other rider up the road as well. Hello, fellow Benji. Welcome to the chat. Did Visma forget all your work at Dwars de Vlaanderen this year? Well, I don't know. Like, that's a specific situation where three riders are up the road with another rider. There it's on the sports director and the riders to figure out what to do with that specific situation. I think they made a mistake, that's clear. Because if you're with three riders up the road together with one opponent, even if you trust your sprint, which Wout van Aert did, even if you trusted, which I don't trust Wout van Aert's sprint in a small group, he's proven multiple times already that it's not great. In that scenario, you always roll attacks, even if you have a top sprinter in there. Because what if Wout van Aert's chain slips? What if Wout van Aert is Milan in that situation, but Jonathan Milan's bike breaks in the sprint? Paulus wins. You prevent that situation by sending a rider up the road, and then your backup is a sprinter. So that was a mistake by the team of Visma. But I think they learned. I think they knew after the race that that was a mistake. At this point, I can go 8, like it's 60 kilometers to go, but I can just go times 8. 7 minutes on the second rider. Koizumi is 1 hour behind. That's crazy. My last rider is 1 hour and 2 minutes behind with 50 kilometers to go. 120 kilometers solo. I've got a feeling, like, I don't know about you guys, but I've got a feeling that Pikachu is becoming Japanese national champion here. I think it's very possible now. And I keep on pacing. I want 60% of this peloton to be OTL. So 3, 6, 9, 11 teams of 8, plus 2 riders. So that's 90 riders indeed at the start line. What is 60% of 90, chat? That is 54? Am I drunk? I think that might be true. You're right, RD. I can do aerodynamic positioning once again now at 40 kilometers to go. Cap on the second group is 12 minutes. I got to try and recover a little bit in this ascent though when it comes to my yellow bar. 54. Thanks, chat. You're right. I'll be honest, we've been streaming for 3 hours now. My brain doesn't work anymore. So any math I have to do for the rest of the stream, which is another 36 kilometers, it's not going to be anything serious, I promise you. Back on the climb on 75. Let's do 73, 72. We're flying. We're absolutely cooking. I think I should be able to get to the top on 73 with this yellow bar, should I? Well, that's going to be close. Might lower it a little bit towards the top. I don't want to go fully yellow, empty. Nah, we should be fine. We'll be fine. Can we talk about Koizumi? Koizumi's yellow bar is gone. Like, a yellow bar exists out of multiple aspects. The yellow bar we use, like with Pikachu, the full yellow thing, but also the slightly faded out yellow. That's how much yellow I can recover. Koizumi lost both. He cannot recover yellow anymore. That's what we've done to this peloton. Poor Koizumi, man. He's 3 laps behind. 3 full laps behind. This is crazy. Over the top on 85 once again. And then we'll drop it to 25-ish in the descent because I really need to recover my yellow bar right now. So there we go. Otherwise, we're getting cooked. Well, we're getting cooked energy-wise. We're not getting cooked by our competitors, that's for sure. Maintain position 55, and now back to 20. I might have made a mistake. I think I might have made a mistake spending that much energy. My yellow bar is also not looking great. I think I'll have to go like 45 for now. Maybe 50? Something like that? I reckon I can go 58 on this climb. Energy shell? So 19 kilometers to go. My energy is lacking. Pacing 58 at the moment, but looking at the field, the next group is on 18 minutes. That's 2 riders. Then 1 rider on 20 minutes, 1 on 22, 1 of 24. It's individual riders. The peloton is shattered in mostly individual riders. That is insane. I've never seen this before on PCM. Not once. These riders are so incredibly far behind. I wonder what the time limit will be. Oh, hello friends. Hello Honda. Hello Yamamoto. How are you doing? I'm pacing 58 and I'm still going faster than him. Let's do 65 over the top. We can afford to do so. How about I do some acrobatic descending in the final descent? Energy-wise, it's not smart, but we're risking a crash here. We need to. We need to risk crashing to be able to get this victory. It's so close. So we have to do acrobatic descent right now. Come on. Last 10 kilometers. There goes Pikachu. Come on. And we're out of energy. Oh, no, we're not actually. Back to acrobatic descent. Come on, buddy. Come on. Fly, fly, fly. I think acrobatic descent does increase the likelihood of crashing a little bit. So we're taking risks. But we need to. This race is too close. There we go. Acrobatic descent once again. Come on. 6 kilometers to go. On to the final climb. There we go. Let's pace 65. I don't think I can do much more than that. Let's do 62. But I think it's clear. I think Teddy Pikachu is going to win the Japanese National Championships. I think the race is a bit over, guys. Aerodynamic position. There we go. Let's put the nail in the coffin. Last 4 kilometers. Let's do 75. 70. We can't do 75 with this energy. I'm sorry, but Tadej Pogacar, who? With his silly 100-kilometer solos? Teddy Pikachu delivers 120-kilometer solos. 120-kilometer solos. That's 20k more, buddy. It's your turn, Tadej. It's your turn. Because right now, Teddy Pikachu is flying to the finish. On 85. Ealing, we can sneak to the finish. We can afford to... Oh, shit, we're running out of energy. Not that it matters. Who cares if we run out of energy? There we go. Teddy Pikachu is officially out of energy, but it does not matter. He's going to be celebrating next to these other riders as a second in a row national champion of Japan. Teddy Pikachu does it. What a victory. We knew he was going to win, but I'm extremely curious what the time gaps are going to be at the finish. The second riders are on 20 minutes at the moment. I think that's going to grow to like 21, 22 by the time they reach the finish. And there's so many riders lapped that I have no clue when they will arrive. I think they've arrived already, actually. No, they haven't. I think they're about to arrive pretty soon. They should be arriving anytime now. Is this them? No, it's not. Is this him? No, it's not. Is this them? No, it's not. This might be them? Yes. No? This is them. Morita? Is that him? Yes, it's him. That took so much time. I wonder how many riders will be at a time limit. The time limit is 51 minutes, so my entire team's gone. Most of the riders will be gone. I reckon less than 20 riders will be in time limit. 10 at the moment. 11 riders within time. Come on, 5 more minutes. Oh my god. 15 riders within time limit. 16. 18. 19. Still 19 riders. 2 more minutes to come. Let's take a look. And is this Peloton? I think this is Peloton. 20 riders. Oi, oi, oi. Less than 30 riders. That's crazy. Now let's do times 8, because I can't wait for another hour like this. My riders are... They've got no yellow, no red. They've got nothing. Koizumi's basically standing still at this point. 0 yellow bar, 0 red bar. I've never seen that before. Not once in my life. That's insane. His bars are completely gone. We're having to wait so long, by the way. Oh. Oh, never mind. They just gave up on my team. They were like, nah, we're not waiting this long. Anyway, there is our man, Teddy Pikachu, on the podium as the Japanese champion of 2026 with 24 minutes on Toa Morita. Oh la la, what a gap. Okay. I was winning so hard the game decided to disconnect me. But that is our race. But how many people are within the time limit? 90 riders started. 90 riders started this race. And how many riders finished? 26. Less than 30% of the peloton made it to the finish within 1 hour. That is ridiculous. What a race, man. What a race. Teddy Pikachu's done it again. He's done it once again. Fast, only 13 XP. Even the game realizes that that race was easy difficulty. Anyway, rider data. Our rider's a pretty good rider right now, it's fair to say. And as a consequence, the results were pretty amazing today. We won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stages at the Tour of Japan, winning GC. We got second in GC at Gyeongnam. And we dominated the Japanese national road race. Absolutely destroying the competition. Completely. What a race. Next time we'll take on the time trial, which is slightly hilly, so it could help. And hilly parkour on Tokyo Tama. And lots of one-day races, plus Tour de Kyushu. So that should be fun. I think our next stream is going to be the next rest day in the Vuelta, so it's going to take a week for me to be here again. But I've got quite a few videos coming this week, so that should keep you busy. But as always, thank you for watching. Thank you very much for being here today, all of you in the chat. Without you in the chat, these streams would be very boring, I can tell you that. But I hope I see you again next time on the live streams, and I'll say it for the third time today. Please watch my La Vuelta series on this channel, because the next 2 episodes are going to be batshit crazy. So check that out. As always, subscribe if you're not subscribed, like if you like this stream, and if you want to support this channel financially, you can become a channel member to get some videos early access, but that doesn't happen too often, so no promises. Nonetheless, thank you very much for watching.